know what?
Hello. Welcome. Hey, welcome to our last episode of the year of Midnight.
Good luck.
Can you believe it, Therese? It's been another year, and people still watch us. It's really appreciative. And we have our friend Tina from Gwyneth Yarn and Fiber, and all you people who gushed about her yarn, she's here today. So if you have questions, ask her. Joe Bob's in the chat, it looks like, and we have Tara, who we hardly ever see anymore because work won't let her. And we have Amy, who's also pro-life knitter. Sorry, litter. I can't even talk, and I haven't even had enough to drink yet to make that happen. Also from Two Sisters and Some Yarn. And welcome. Welcome, chat. Hello. Hello, Joe Bob. We love you.
Festivus for the rest of us.
For the rest of us.
So I've got
some problems with you people.
For the feats of strength. So whoever wants to try it first, you don't win until you pin me. So
yeah, well, we're gonna have to wait till we can get in person episode for that one.
And this is not a naughty thing. It is just linen foil. If you don't believe me, it's just whatchamacallit. That didn't help. What the hell is it called? The cookie roller thing.
Rolling pin.
Thank you. It is literally just a rolling pin.
If you say so.
Okay.
I'll take it off. I'll take it off if y'all want me to.
No, don't take anything off, Amy. No.
You know we're bad when Neil starts sending Amy videos of people massaging chickens, you know.
I still haven't watched it yet. Molesting a chicken, not massaging a chicken.
Oh, Joe passed her eye test for driving without glasses for another 5 years.
Yay!
Very nice. Yay.
So if you have cable, TBS is showing Seinfeld, and the Festivus episode is on right now. You can put it on the background, just turn the sound off, and listen.
Well, to everybody go away and we'll watch it. Yeah.
Because I got a lot of problems with you people.
And you're gonna know about it.
You're gonna hear about it.
Yeah, me neither.
So glad the government thinks you're okay with glasses, Joe. Even if you don't think you're okay with glasses without them. Did you see Rand Paul did his annual Festivus?
Yes,
sound like a trillion lonely mice or cocaine mice or something, or rats, I'm not sure, was one of them. Yeah.
There was a movie about that. Oh wait, that was the bears.
Yeah. So
anyway.
Tina, did you get a ton of orders last week besides from me?
I did actually. I got quite a few. I mean, I wouldn't say a ton, but definitely quite a few. And by people who have really good taste. So extremely good taste.
If you didn't see last week's episode, Tina unveiled our podcast colorways that she dyed for us, and they're awesome. Yeah. And she even showed the ones that she did for Two Sisters and Some Yarn.
Which are awesome.
Those are lovely as well. And so go check them out and buy yarn.
I will do so soon.
There you go. Pirate wants your feats of strength.
I'll pin you, Pirate.
Probably. He's got a bad back. I'm just saying.
I know.
Also, he's British, isn't he?
And I probably have a good bit of pounds on him.
Okay. Joe's Norwegian mittens for Mimi. Free DK pattern looks good. Her hop tip for winter knitting.
Okay, good.
Nice.
So go check that out. Our British friends did their Christmas special earlier today about how different British Christmas is, which pretty much sounded like American Christmas with some different foods.
Beans on toast?
No, they didn't talk about beans on toast.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Safe to watch.
It was Christmas pudding.
Because they're posh on Christmas and they don't have the beans on toast for Christmas because that's not civilized.
Amy or Annie did eat some mincemeat out of a jar, but there was no meat in it. So
I don't like mincemeat with meat. So
if it's not mincemeat, then what's minced? If there's no meat in it, like what is it?
Apples and other vegetables.
sultanas and raisins and currants and
So
Gotcha.
there's
So
really no
basically
meat in
plant
it?
meat.
it's,
Ugh.
oh, excuse me, Amy. It's and
Beans
Tina,
on-
it's beans on toast with cheese.
Sorry.
Oh.
Speaking of
My
Annie, here's
bad.
Annie right
Live
here.
large.
Wait, what?
Hey, Annie.
Hi, Annie.
Hey, our little British elf.
What kind of cheese? What I want to know,
Yeah,
because
we're bigger now.
they're squidgy about cheese too.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're up so late, Annie, considering you guys podcasted earlier.
I've been to do some shopping in between. I had to go
I
and
have to-
get my Advocar after talking about it.
Ah.
And
I have
then,
to
Well,
catch up and rewatch that because I want to know all the details.
well,
all right.
just so you know, we do have mulled wine in America. It is a thing.
We
So
do?
is mistletoe. And
Good.
crop or cheese, not your American crap. Oh, that's real descriptive,
Oh, really?
pirate. Thank you for that.
Okay, we don't want the
not
American
pirate.
cheese in plastic either, so we don't claim that
And-
either.
We don't eat that either. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
some of us
Annie,
eat
he
the good
says you're
stuff.
getting pissed. So if you are, and have a
Ah.
lovely beverage.
I know what that means.
No, I'm not. This is only number 2.
I'm
I've
not a
iced the Christmas
lightweight.
cake. Me and Emily iced the Christmas cake in between as well.
Well,
So that's why I'm still awake, because I've been busy. So I haven't been sat around getting sleepy.
well, you were working. You needed to have some liquid sustenance while you were making the cake. Oh, he
Yeah,
said getting
tradition.
pissed.
It's a tradition having a snowball.
My daughter and husband were drinking eggnog earlier. I don't like eggnog, so
Me neither.
We have some. We're gonna have it tomorrow, I think.
I
were
forgot
you
to
drink-
get some today. Damn it.
What were you drinking?
They don't-
Tara, you had something.
Oh yeah,
What's
I
your-
have some cranberry wine.
Oh,
ooh,
I got
nice.
cranberry and prosecco.
I have 7-Up pomegranate and cinnamon whiskey.
Interesting.
Nice.
I'm gonna
It's really good though. The 7-Up pomegranate is their Shirley Temple flavor.
Oh, is that what I
Which-
saw that?
Mhm.
And I wanted
It's
that.
pomegranate cherry. It's good. And then I mixed in the cinnamon whiskey because why not?
Oh.
Yeah, why not?
Why
Well, it's
not?
kinda like a
Indeed.
spice.
Holidays. Yeah.
Yeah, like a spiced thing.
Yeah. So we'll have wine tomorrow and on Christmas, but
I went and purchased a lot of wine.
Yeah, I
I saw your post there. Hey, half off is half off.
One of those bottles. Yeah.
It was so bad because like I was already at, because I had today off unusually, and then so me and my friend and her daughter went to have Mexican and shopping for a little retail girl therapy for her, and so I'm like already sitting there drinking my margarita at like 12, and my coworker
Oh.
calls and I missed her call, and I'm like, oh crap, she never calls unless like something's wrong, and she didn't text me anything. I'm like, okay, and I don't call her back till like 20 minutes later, and she's like, girl, you don't answer my phone when I call. It's important. I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, Winn-Dixie's already put all the alcohol 50% off.
Get there.
I'm like, I thought my house was on fire or something.
Well, it's the
Because she lives in
same
my
thing.
neighborhood.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
And she's
Emily
like-
wants to
Well,
go ahead.
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, so
Sorry.
if you have Winn-Dixies by you, they are not going to be Winn-Dixies for long. They're going to become Aldi's. So keep an eye on your Winn-Dixies because they're going to clearance the alcohol first, then they clearance all the shelf-stable stuff, and then the rest just goes.
Cool.
So stock up
Um,
on your alcohol.
Emily wants to know what our favorite Christmas tipple is.
All of
And Tomsky's going to be drinking Japanese whiskey because of
What's a-
course he
what's a-
is.
What's a tipple? That sounds naughty.
You know, it's a drink. Your favorite tipple, your alcoholic drink. I'm trying to use British words, okay?
Okay.
I've already claimed Amy's Rooster 47 wine.
Oh, I like that. I think we have a bottle of that
That's good
here
stuff.
somewhere. It is.
I know it's not
Jew-
called that, but that's what I call it.
Yeah, I know I know it has rooster on it. Jew adjacent over here likes poinsettias, which are prosecco with cranberry juice and sometimes a splash of orange juice.
Ooh.
And that's all it is.
Okay.
I've got a bottle of Prosecco. Might have to crack that open tomorrow.
I don't
I
like
still have
fizz.
three.
Too much.
I
fizz
still have
makes
presents to wrap.
I'm done.
Me
It's
too.
more fun wrapping presents if you've had a few.
Yeah,
Just saying.
they're a little.
And you
long.
really don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't care. So that's the
Right.
beauty of it.
I don't
You're
care
lucky you
anyway.
got it. Okay, shut up.
Tomsky, just get Neil's delivery guy to get you some cranberry juice. I'm sure
DoorDash
he's
it.
still out there since Neil wouldn't let him go home early.
Mm.
He said earlier he was waiting for his delivery and he thought the delivery guy wanted to come early so he could be done for the day, and Neil wouldn't let him because they were podcasting.
Wow. That's privileged.
That's
Our
some holiday
deliveries
cheer.
are like late, now because of the holidays. Like Amazon is like, ha, 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 today I laugh at your today. You may have it in 2 weeks. Like,
I was trying
actually-
to find stuff, and it was like everything was delivered on the 29th, and I was looking yesterday, and the earliest anything would be delivered was the 29th, and I was like, excuse me? You're sitting here like advertising last minute Christmas stuff, and you know Christmas is the 25th, right? So what are you doing?
is that because of the strike? Maybe.
Yeah,
Can
I think
I-
it's because they're striking in New York because AOC was
Oh.
out marching with them.
So that's probably what
Of
it
course
is.
she was.
We have
Of course
6
she was.
we have 6 Amazon warehouses in Las Vegas.
Golly.
So they haven't started striking here yet because they promised me the stuff I ordered today will be here tomorrow. So we'll
we
see.
have one that they built and they never did anything with, and it's still just sitting there.
Oh.
I guess
Like, if-
Amazon's engaged in real estate investment now too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you go down the one road not far from my house at like between 9 and 10 in the morning, you can see the Amazon truck exodus from the warehouse, and there'll be
Yes.
like 30 trucks in a row on their way out.
Yep.
Emily, I hope yours comes tomorrow too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, if anybody bought Stitch Stoppers in the last couple days, they're in my car. You're not getting them before Christmas. Sorry,
I went
Tina
to-
and Tara. Tara, you
I
might
went
have
to the
got yours.
post office.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I
I
wasn't going to
did.
wait
You
in the
did?
3-hour
Okay.
line, so
Okay.
I didn't. I'll go back on Thursday. To send out the prize stuff because
Therese, did you get your hat? Did it come yet?
I did, and I forgot
Okay.
to tell you. I'm sorry, it's sitting right there. I need to block it. And I'll show. And I'm a little salty this week for those colors, so
I
maybe
know.
next week.
I know.
No, maybe not, because there's no way Wednesday is going to be positive for us. So
No, it's not.
they're not going to
That's
ever
not-
let
they're not-
them lose. So
No.
shut up, Tomsky, right now.
can I just pick
Shut
if
up.
if I join again next season and pick teams, can I just automatically have my card just be a duplicate of Teresa's every week?
No,
Because
come on.
she wins every week.
No, not every week.
I'm chasing her.
I know you're getting closer,
You're
but
right behind me. You
So.
shut up.
so Tina, how is New York
I'ma
in the
send you
city
some
for
glitter.
Christmas this year? Is it crazy or they're
Well, I haven't really been out and about much. I will say that I'm a little disgruntled with my neighborhood right now because at the top of the block they're replacing water lines. So
Oh.
everything is getting torn up. You can't cross the freaking street. To get to the post office today, I had to go around like 5 extra freaking blocks. And then I went to the
no.
grocery store. And of course, because I have the attention span of a hamster, I forget on my way to the store and coming back from the store, oh, dumbass, you can't go down your street. You have to like go all the way around. So I get there, I'm like, fuck. So then I wind up walking around like another 3 freaking blocks. And I'm just like, and everything is icy and nobody is, I mean, mostly, okay, so most people are pretty good about salting their sidewalks, but mostly there's like just ice everywhere. And I'm like, we live in New York City. You want people to sue you left and right because some old lady broke her ankle or
Yeah.
something? Like, what are you people
Don't do
doing? Just
anything,
throw some
though.
freaking salt on it. That's all you have to do. Just throw salt on it. So I'm grumping around. And I did go into the city the other night for a Christmas party at the building I used to work in when I was a dog walker. And that was pretty nice, but didn't really notice anything super Christmassy or anything. It's not like I went up to like Herald Square or Times Square or anything. So, the building looked nice as it always does. They always have their 3 little Christmas trees out front, and then the basement is always decorated for the Christmas party. I mean, they start decorating like a month in advance.
yeah.
I mean, we're talking like floor to ceiling. They cover up all the so the room that they have the party in, it's in the basement, and it's the workshop room. But they have they have a foosball table, they have a pool table, they have all these cabinets, but they cover everything in wrapping paper, and then they have like these really cool snow globe lights hung, and just it's gorgeous. I mean, it takes them like a month to decorate. And I know this because my roommate always starts it in like November. Like going on his days off, and he's like, it'll be like a Sunday or Monday. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go start decorating for the party, and it's hilarious because he's a Muslim, so he doesn't even really celebrate Christmas. And he's not getting paid overtime. He's just he's a glutton for punishment. So anyway, it was a nice party. I got to see one of the dogs I used to walk, and apparently she wasn't really feeling well lately. She's on some kind of antibiotic, but she's a big standard poodle, and I guess she was just so happy to see me. She just made out with me for like a half hour straight. This dog would not stop kissing me, to the point where her owner is actually a knitter. Her owner is actually, she used to be a fashion designer in like the 70s, 80s. Her name was Jerry Sherman. She would design these like weird silk blouses. But she knits. So we used to talk about knitting stuff all the time. And she brings me into her office to show me what she's been working on. And Bogey was like, you're not escaping me. And she's trying to show me stuff. And Bogey's got her paws on my shoulders. And she's just like, it was adorable.
You're so lovable.
It's crazy.
Tina's like Snow White of the Bronx. It's like, follow me, animals, or you want the little bird. But
No. Don't you say that, because half the animals in the Bronx are rats, and she doesn't want them.
She could still, they can follow her. She can train them. She can train them for her rat army.
Did you see the couple that did a proposal under some lighted Christmas trees in the city? And when he's down on his knee proposing, a rat runs by.
Oh, that's a true your experience.
I know, right?
Experience. Good for him. They're never gonna forget that. One time I was walking into a club that my old boss and I used to do music shows at, and you have to go down this long hallway to get in there. And at the end of the hallway, there was like one of those metal barricades set up against the wall. And before we go in, my old boss goes, hey, look at that rat. And so he shines his flashlight, and there's a big rat on top of the barricade. And I'm like, whatever. So as we're walking through the door, just as he shuts his flashlight off, the rat leaps off the barrier, leaps over him, leaps onto my freaking shoulder, leaps off my shoulder, and runs down the stairs. And I will never forget that feeling, because I was wearing I had like a really thick motorcycle jacket on, thankfully. But I could feel it. It was like 5 pounds. It was like a big kitten jumping onto my shoulder. And I just stood there for a minute, like, what just happened? Oh my God.
Then you remembered you were in New York.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, so I went and I told the bouncer, and he was like, I'll go check it out. And I'm like, what are you going to do? So he goes downstairs, and then he comes back up. He goes, oh, it's gone. And I'm like, gone where? Where's it going to go? It's under the bar somewhere, or it's in the office, or it's somewhere. The only way out of the building is he'd have to go up the stairs again. He's not gone. I'm not stupid, buddy. I'm not a kid. I know what's going on here. He's still down there. But I mean, as long as he's not on me, it's okay, I guess.
Hey, Tabitha.
Hey, Tabs.
Hi,
Yeah,
Tabs.
that's the Kamala squirrel was hilarious.
Yes. Peanut lives.
I just want you to know, if y'all heard noise, that was fireworks, not gunshots. I'm not going to die.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, they're celebrating Festivus in my neighborhood. I don't know.
Sounds like it. That's okay.
Which,
I hope they're not like
early.
because I have to leave when the men folk come. But speaking of the neighborhood, the mediums are coming out, baby.
Yay!
Mediums are coming out.
They're getting rid of the mediums.
And the bottle trees. Oh no.
Well, that's in her yard. She can do what she wants with that. The councilman said they're coming out come February.
You guys all need to have a party when they do.
Oh heck yeah! I'll be there in my chair. I'll be like, I gotta take off work to go watch this. Like, I don't know.
Medium free is the way to be.
I'm gonna watch these bad boys come out.
What cracks me up was how many physical letters and emails were sent with the word median, not medium, and it did not change her one iota.
I was like, Chris Farley, for the love of God, it's medians.
You're all up in their face, yeah.
I was watching classic Saturday Night Live the other night, back when it was
Oh,
funny.
that's a good one. I need to watch the Hanukkah song and
Yeah, that's what started me.
Listen to it
Yeah.
today. Yep.
The Hanukkah song, and then I ended up watching the chopping broccoli.
That's a good
Yes.
Now every time I see broccoli or a recipe, that song runs through my head.
I had broccoli the other day and I was cutting it for dinner. And I was like, chopping broccoli.
It's such a Gen X
The
thing.
boys
yeah.
were like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, I'm chopping broccoli.
Well, the killer, it was Dana Carvey's audition. That's what he used for his audition.
Yeah.
And they liked it so much they made it a skit, and then he did it in his comedy shows. But the skit is hilarious because Sigourney Weaver her face
Yeah.
is just like dead,
It's like,
and
Beautiful.
Phil Hartman is the best part of the whole scene because he was a comic genius.
oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
You know.
Yeah, no, if you want, there's, you can watch a couple of the Hanukkah song. The one from Saturday Night Live has McDonald, and that's Norm, and that's even better, because he was so great.
And the last time they did the church chat a couple weeks ago for the anniversary, they
Yeah.
kept Phil Hartman's intro.
Yes, I heard that. That was so good.
So
Yeah,
I thought that was nice.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I was watching all the different Hanukkah song videos the other day. And
It's fun.
they're making the sequel to Happy Gilmore right now.
No, just don't. Please don't.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, they're making they're filming it now, and they're also making a sequel to The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Just stop. Get
Yeah.
some new stuff.
Make your own
You guys are
movies.
you guys claim to be so creative and so, progressive, and so make some new stuff.
Make up your
Yeah.
own stories.
What about all these people that are like, oh, we deserve more money because we do so much work? It's like, oh, really? Then maybe you should, I don't know, put your money where your mouth is and do something cool instead of just
Something
recycling.
new. Yeah.
Look, Loki. Loki, say hello to Auntie Tina.
Hi, Loki.
Oh.
Hello, you handsome bugger.
He knows it.
Oh, he's so smug. He knows he's handsome.
He knows he's handsome.
You didn't have any more trouble with your carpets, did you, Amy?
No, my husband finally went and got the stuff underneath. I mean, it's still you have the line and the mess, and he's like, and he just went and replaced the pad. I'm like, I told you there was like tape you could do, and like this. Nope, he just threw the pad under there. I was like,
Alrighty.
like I'll tidy it up later. I'm gonna make it last until we redo floors for real. So
Ugh.
Tina, I love your Garfield yarn that you posted on Instagram.
Thank you.
I
I'm
know.
so excited. I can't wait. I don't have it all dyed up yet. I did a skein of pink last night because I figured for the I'm envisioning something knit flat probably, but I want the collar to be like a ribbed but like mock, but also double layered. So like, you know what I'm talking about? Like folded over.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but I figured I would for the trim on the collar and the cuffs, I have a pale pink to go with it. So
Ooh.
I think that'll look nice to stripe with the Garfield.
that would be cool.
Mhm. That will be cool. And that green that you were searing your eyes with.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. Yeah, so funny story about that. So Amy, you were talking about how, because when you bought that Magical Misfit, that was actually that was supposed to be a prototype for the Shrek yarn, not Shrek, the Slimer yarn, because it's green with orange speckles. But I realized that when you look at it from a distance, because the orange is so intense, it kind of reads red, and I was like, oh, that doesn't really work.
I thought it was like the Grinch one, and it went perfectly with the Grinch one I got.
Well, it inspired the Grinch one because somebody looked at it and was like, oh, it looks like the Grinch. And I was like, oh, well, I could actually do a Grinch one. So that's what I'm going to do. But so a friend of mine on Twitter was like, looks like Shrek after a knife fight. And I was like,
I saw that.
yeah. So then a couple days later, he's like, hey, how much for a Shrek after a knife fight scarf? I go, all right. I could do that for you. Mind you, this is after he called my business, and I quote, your dumb yarn stuff. So
Oh,
Well, then he's very lucky you're willing to do that.
Yeah.
well, he's kind of like every now and then he's just like a little edgelord. So, he just kind of says stupid shit just because he's a dumb boy and that's what they do. So, but I just thought that was hilarious. He was like, "Can I get a Shrek after a knife fight?"
That
Have you
sounds
had
exactly like what a boy would do.
Yeah.
Has your elbow bruise yarn sold?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, actually, Tabitha's still in the chat. I realized after I sent her her skein, I hadn't double checked how much green I was supposed to put on there, and I kind of doubled the green by accident. So, but I think she likes green, so she gets it. Every bruise is different. Nobody's elbow looks the same after you.
True.
Her bruise is just a little greener than most of them.
Yeah.
It's all good.
You have to be,
but
diverse. Everybody bruises differently with your different
Yeah.
skin tones. So, I mean,
We're all special snowflakes.
Yeah. And hopefully nobody has a problem with the name, because if they do, you don't care.
Exactly. It's
Or-
my intellectual property. Oh,
And she's happy with it, so.
Good.
Oh.
Good. I don't know what causes green and bruising, but whatever it is, you got plenty of it. I don't know what chemical that is. But Can I show
I
you
just
guys
say-
something really cool?
Yes.
Really quick. Okay, so
You must.
okay.
Wait, let me make you big. Hold on, let me make you big there.
There she is.
Okay. So Neil's not here tonight, so somebody had to show off their balls, right? So let me just I got some nice balls for
Fun
cats.
balls too.
Very nice pom-poms. But what I discovered is that they make I don't know if you guys know about this, because I didn't know about this. They make these little button things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know about these. I was like, I had a couple of hats that here, let me pull one out, and there's a couple different kinds. I got two kinds here. So I've got like the plain piggy nose. It looks like a little pig nose.
Uh-huh.
The plain plastic ones, and then I got the wooden ones with the hearts.
Yeah.
I think I like this kind better because they seem to be easier to work with. But anyway, so basically what you do, in case anybody doesn't know about these things, because I didn't, you kind of just pull the elastic through the heart in the middle, and then you loop it around the sides, and then that way when you go to wash the hat, you can just take the pom-pom off. Or if you don't wear the pom-pom, you just take it off. So yeah, I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's cool.
You
Yeah.
can make me small again.
I got a bunch.
I was
I
was just using.
buttons off of Timu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they
That's
were
what
like,
I
I don't know, $1.45 or some.
Yeah. Those are cool.
I was
though, with the little
using-
thing in the middle,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just putting buttons on the inside.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
so
that's
much better to have
something
something.
smart.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for the ones that I didn't buy, the pom poms with the snaps, because I'm lazy, and
Yeah.
snapping them on is easier than having to untie them every. If you want to wash. But
Yeah.
But can I just show you that Liz Iverson dark one you dyed me is perfect.
Oh, good.
Oh,
See, I wasn't
absolutely
sure
perfect.
because I didn't have the regular next to me to compare, so I was like, I just kind of doubled the amounts, and I was like, I hope this is right.
No, it's absolutely perfect. I'm really excited. So thank you.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, Liz Iverson goes goth.
It's not
Viva Liz
phase,
Iverson.
Mom.
Did you guys see that Mikey's going to watch Die Hard for the first time ever?
yes, tonight. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't believe he's never seen Die Hard.
I've never seen it.
how has
I
he
haven't
seen
seen
it?
the whole thing.
What?
No.
I've never watched it either.
I've been in like bars and restaurants where they've had it playing, so but that's not watching it because you don't watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
You can't hear it. I've never seen the whole thing.
Maybe we need to have a watch party.
I know.
Yeah.
Or y'all need to go. What do you call it? Pounce on his.
Yeah. But no. So, but here I've got your other yarn, the No Sleep Till Brooklyn that you dyed me.
Yes.
I know.
And
My favorite.
it looks so pretty knit up.
Oh my goodness, that looks amazing on camera. Holy cow.
Thank you.
yeah.
Oh, look.
Yeah, I'm going very 80s with this cardigan.
Yes, you
80,
are.
80s colorway.
I love it.
George Michael would love that.
Speaking of George Michael, if you have Netflix and you
I
just
haven't
want a
heard
little,
that song, by the
I
way.
know, I need to watch it.
just watch
Yeah.
Nope.
the Last Christmas. It's Wham! Last Christmas on Netflix, and I like the song, and then of course they play it constantly, so it gets annoying. Of course, you play Wham! Again, and I lost by like just whatever day, 2 days in, but it's a nice little like. Like it's a nice little remembrance of him and the people that were in the
George Michael
video.
is amazing.
And they at one point they play just him singing just the vocals, which is like him,
Ugh.
kind of doing a little more emphatic than the regular song. And it
Shaping
you
it
just
up.
realize how beautiful his voice really
His
is.
voice was amazing. Yeah, he was so talented.
Annie,
It's
you
so-
guys
it's a-
were
it's
talking
a
about him earlier.
Nice little.
We were. It's false
Annie
ways,
and them were
isn't it?
we're
Is that
talking about
song?
George Michael earlier. Neil was talking about Wham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that
It's the
whole
40th
whole
anniversary.
documentary that came out earlier, and Andrew got a whole lot of shit because you left him this and that. No, he left him so
No.
he could
Right.
be a star.
Solo,
Yeah,
Right, they
solo
agreed
career,
on
yeah.
that. It's
he
not
knew
like-
what he had there.
All right. Well, my men folk are home, and it's gonna be time for dinner and football, so I have
All
to
right.
go.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Love
Love you,
y'all.
bestie.
We'll see
Happy
we'll see you in
Festivus.
2025.
Don't forget your feats of strength.
Yeah, Tomsky was talking about how George Michael died on Christmas
Yes, he died on Christmas. That was so
Yes.
sad.
and during their podcast earlier. Bye, Amy.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Sad.
He was quite heartbroken, I think. He'd lost his mum, hadn't he?
Yeah.
I think so.
Not long before.
Yeah, that's sad.
He had a lot of problems, sadly. A lot of people in that strata, they kind of lose themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And,
It's gotta be hard when you have to like keep putting on a persona all the time. Either you're a singer or an actor or a dancer or whatever, and then you have to just like perform, and then you're around the people that work for you, and like your
Mhm.
assistants and whatnot, and you kind of got to perform for them, and then like who are you when you by yourself? It's
Right.
kind of it's got to be weird.
Well, and the whole thing about I don't think he realized that it back in the 84, 83, 84, 85, nobody cared if you were gay. Nobody cared, know. But he felt that people cared, and that was the thing, and we didn't. Nobody cared.
Yeah.
It's
no,
like
he
you were
well, it's the thing is too.
Yeah.
Nobody cared that David Bowie and Mick Jagger dressed androgynously half the time too, and wore dresses, or nobody cared. It was just their aesthetic.
And we
Right.
all knew Elton John was gay. Of course we did.
Oh, but everybody
Nobody
knew that.
cared, We're just like, okay, he's gay. George Michael.
Everybody knew
Come on.
Freddie Mercury.
Freddie Mercury, yeah. But for some reason, George just couldn't, deal with it. I don't know. It's sad.
I mean,
I met
seriously.
one of the guys that was he was a roadie for Freddie Mercury back in the day, and there was this bar that it used to be on First Avenue. It was called Three of Cups, and we used to call it like Three of Fuck Ups because it was like all the washed up rock stars used to go there. So this guy was saying one night how they were so just hedonistic on Freddie Mercury and like the entire freaking crew. It was like we would pretty much just bang anything that wasn't nailed down. It was like there was like no rules. It was anything goes and
Right.
freaking bananas. Maybe, but that's what rock and roll does too, I guess. So
Well, and Fauci fixed that. I'm not trying to be all, Debbie Downer,
Fauci.
but ugh,
Yeah,
ouchie,
well,
ouchie.
yeah.
Fauci has to pay for his own private security now.
Oh, that's so
He
sad.
should. Sad.
I know.
Crying
And someone was saying, Biden should pardon him. But
What?
the thing is, he's going to get charged with state crimes. because
Right.
and federal pardon doesn't do anything about that. I mean,
Not my
Biden
state.
he just commuted all the life sentences, I think, of all the federal death
All but
row
7 or
prisoners.
something.
Yeah.
Some ridiculous.
And half the people he commuted sentences for weren't on the list. They said
Right.
he didn't even go through the vetted people.
He
He just,
didn't do
you
it.
know,
Okay.
in other
Listen,
words, yeah. So if he's not in his right mind, is anything that he's done actually legal?
No.
Like the pardoning of his son?
they don't.
Valid question.
Well, my state will never pardon him because the dictator in chief here, she had a Fauci pillow in her office.
I remember. That was
Yeah,
creepy.
so she's not going to do anything for him.
That's gross. That is just freaking gross.
Yeah. Well, she is gross. So
Yeah, she's a piece of work
look at that.
for sure.
Oh.
But evidently Trump was talking about buying Greenland now.
Ooh.
And
Now
the
he
head
wants
of
to
Greenland's
become
all pissed.
Panama Canal. Like, yes, do it.
Yeah, I know. And then the head of Greenland was all pissed, saying, "Our country is not for sale." I don't think he means it. I think he just throws this stuff up sometime just to get reactions from
Just
people.
to troll people. Yeah.
Which is
You know,
hilarious.
like
Well, it actually wouldn't be a
works,
bad
though.
idea.
oh, I know, I
Mark was
know.
willing to sell
Like
with all the resources and the shipping lanes and everything.
he keeps referring to Trudeau as Governor Trudeau of the 51st state. I mean,
Which is hilarious. Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, now we know nobody's been president for the last 4 years.
Well, it's been Obama, so whatever. And
You can't
whoever
really talk
his
about it,
strength. So yeah.
Yeah, well, it's his aides who were hiding him, and it kills me. All these liberal press things like, oh, it was hidden from us. No, people on the right have been saying that he was
We've been saying
having
it-
mental decline for years, and you people ignored it. So don't pretend it's a sudden revelation now, because you people are the ones covering it up the whole time.
Well,
Yeah,
and
literally
I
nothing
find it
is
rather
hidden.
rich that people are getting upset about Kay Granger being in a dementia home for the past
Yeah,
6
right?
months. And
Yeah.
I'm like, where have y'all been?
Right.
Oh, I'm sure her staff was covering it up so that they could keep
course
getting their
they were.
paychecks.
I mean, how else
know?
would you get away with that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there
Mhm.
would have had to have been a special election, and she wasn't running for re-election, but still.
No, but still, I mean, 6 months is a long time to
That's a long
Not
time too.
check in with your leadership.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was missing.
And you figure her family had to be in on it too, because they didn't notify the governor and Congress and everybody else either. So I wonder how many people were getting money out of it.
How is that even legal, though? I mean, is there a precedent for this? Has this ever happened before that an official has gone missing and it's like,
I don't think for this long.
it's just
Probably, but
No.
not that I can recall.
Hmm.
But like, how long was Dianne Feinstein like
She was
completely out of
she
it?
was
She was weekend at Bernie's for like the last,
yeah,
with her Chinese spy driver.
right.
But we'll ignore that because, it's okay when Democrats, have Chinese spies on their staff.
Yeah. Or when
And
they're banging them,
Like Fang Fang.
And then the guy who had the stroke is making the most sense.
Isn't that crazy? Fetterman is the most normal
Yeah.
Democrat out there.
Making the most sense out of all of them. And this the guy had the stroke. Like, what is happening?
He's on all the shows arguing against the Democrats' point of view about Trump. It's like,
What did
Interesting.
that rearrange your brain? Like, what happened? Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
But
glad for it, but it's weird.
yeah. It's a weird world we're in now.
It is. So I have some finished objects, which I haven't been able to share because I wasn't able to talk.
Well,
So I'm
share
gonna
'em.
show you. I'm going to show you.
Here, let me make you big.
No, don't make me big. I'm already big.
Uh-huh. If the rest of us have to be big, you have to be big. It's only fair.
Here's some mittens.
oh, they're pretty.
Oh,
Yes, we
I like
need
the
more
red.
mittens, don't we? We need red mittens.
Yes.
So. These are tin can mitts. They're mitten pattern. I don't love the tops, but it's fine. Whatever. And then I have socks. Oh, okay, whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. I have socks. I have two pairs of
Ooh,
Ooh,
Christmas
adorable.
socks.
those are cute.
I have those. And then I have a scarf. I'm wearing it, but you can't see it. So okay. Whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. So I have a scarf. And it's black. It's just a scarf.
Oh, that's
It
pretty.
has poofies.
That is pretty.
Yes.
Aw, that's cute.
And
Is that knitted?
it's crocheted.
Crochet.
Crochet. So okay,
Nice.
I'm done being big. For real.
Okay.
For real. I'm done being big.
I only have one finished object. I have the last gift knit. It's a black hat or blackish. It's still wet. Hopefully it'll dry in time to wrap tomorrow, but we'll see.
Okay.
Hair dryer.
Hair dryer. Yeah.
It's fine.
I have
I'll
one
throw
to
it in
go.
a bag. I'll throw it in
Set
a
it
bag Christmas
outside. You
morning
live
if I have to.
Live in the desert. Yeah.
Yeah, but we also have pigeons by our house, so
Oh. That could be bad.
no, it'll dry by Christmas, and it's for my son, so I don't have to really wrap it.
Mhm.
I ended up making so many hats this year. It's weird.
Nice.
I'm,
I'm
I
about
have
to embark
stuff
on.
wrapped. I have 3 things left to wrap,
Oh boy.
which I'll do tomorrow
That's
because
fine.
I'm lazy.
That's fine. No big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm about to embark on a hat knitting journey. I ordered a Senko machine
Ooh.
because I'm like a teenager that has peer pressure, and I was watching some lady I watch, and she was doing Vlogmas, and she has this, and she's just cranking out hats, and I'm like, I want to do that.
I've been watching the videos where they make sweaters from them.
What?
There's a
Ooh.
ton of them. There's a ton of them, and some of them actually look like nice sweaters, not just the,
Yeah, you do the flat
random
panel,
piece.
and you seam them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really nice ones out there.
I mean, there's some girly girls that do tube tops, and I'm like, no, that ship has
Yeah, no,
sailed.
not for me.
No thanks.
That 30 years ago, maybe. No. But
Gifts for knitting friends who have everything.
a bag.
Stitch stoppers,
I don't know.
bags, or
cards.
gift cards.
Yeah, gift card.
Wine.
Wine, yes.
Yeah,
Sweater shaver.
definitely.
Sweater shaver. Yes. Gleaner. Yeah.
Tape
No.
measures,
Yeah, but
because
yeah. No.
you can never have enough. That's game
Sorry.
over.
Yeah. Yeah, just I don't know. Gift cards to yarn stores or whatever.
Yeah.
Yarn bowls.
Alicia says project bags. You can never have too many project bags.
Mhm.
That is true.
They have yarn bowls that are actually like a yarn crate. So it's bigger, so you can probably put like a skein of acrylic in it rather than a ball of yarn.
Gotcha.
And next time we talk, I'll tell you why, because I ordered one for somebody and it's probably watching it. So just it's coming on Friday. So
I like nice project bags, but I also like just canvas totes.
Yeah.
Because they tend to be bigger where you can get,
Yeah.
stuff a ton more yarn in.
that's what my stuff's in.
Um,
It's like just in a regular,
But
Yeah.
like this one's got Christmas trees on it.
Nice. Oh, cute.
Oh, it's adorable.
Timu. Just,
Yeah.
I have
I'm
stuff.
sorry, but I've seen the same thing on Etsy, the same exact pictures on Etsy of people selling things that I've seen on Temu.
Mhm.
So you know where they're getting them from too. And if I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy it, I'm not gonna pay $15 for something that's $1.75 on Temu. So
Exactly.
No.
'cause,
Yeah.
I
I
know.
made mine.
well,
One up here I've made.
I don't have a sewing machine.
They also
I
have
can't sew any.
Isabel Kramer patterns or photographs of jumpers that look like hers.
Really?
Yeah, on some of these websites. It's just the way they're modelled. That's one of mine.
Oh. Ooh.
That's cute. I like the patchwork.
Cute.
Yeah.
And then it's got I don't think you can see, it's got a jeans pocket there.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
It's just scraps.
Shut up. No.
It looks like the perfect size for Daisy to hide in.
Yeah.
No, she's a fatty.
Annie, do you do Christmas crackers? Elle
Got
wants to know.
satin inside. I've just got some crackers when I went out to the shop because I didn't have any. So yeah, I've just bought some.
We've never done them.
We don't do those. No.
What exactly are they? They're like you pull them apart, but like what's inside? Is it like food or toys or?
You usually get a really bad joke, a paper crown,
Ah,
that's like tissue paper. It's really thin.
Mm.
They're usually too big and they like slide down your head.
That sounds fun.
And a little gift,
Okay.
like nail clippers or a spinning toy or a bottle opener or
Okay.
things like that. Just little bits of
Nice.
things. Yeah, it depends how much you
Stocking
pay for your
stuffer.
crackers.
It would be better if they had a little bottle of alcohol and a little piece of chocolate.
Oh,
Yeah. Some people make them. You can buy the snaps because it bangs when you pull them apart as well because you have a snap in it.
mhm.
That's why you have to grip them tight to make sure that you get the bang as well.
gotcha.
Yeah, I like the idea of a little bottle and then like
Yeah.
a Ferrero Rocher. Just throw that in there.
Yeah.
Yarn invite inside Christmas crackers. Advent yarn invite.
that'd be
Advent. That'd
good.
be cute.
That would be cute. Yeah.
Can you imagine all the vlogs with people snap
Huh?
and the yarn flies out?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I said
I
to my
did
husband,
see-
we haven't got crackers. And he said, well, he looked in the kitchen cupboard and he said, we've got loads of crackers. Because he was meaning cheese and crackers.
Yeah.
That would be me.
Yeah, we got
Um,
confused.
I did see online on YouTube a really cool house that was decorated for Christmas with all the programmed music, but instead of Christmas carols, it was all 80s music.
Nice.
And it was 80s music with fireworks. So the lights on the houses would be programmed and fireworks would go off on some of the songs, and it was really well done. And it's like,
Did you see the one that was Prince and then it morphs into Michael Jackson? Because that was
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
That's rad.
We have a house here in town. Like most of the houses here in town are decorated. And so David had never seen it because he'd been in New Mexico for the last couple of years. Not last year, but a couple of years. And so he had never seen our town dressed up for Christmas. So we went through last night, the main town, and I was like, you have no idea what's going on in the neighborhoods. But on the main street, there's a house and it's all like purple and white. I'm like, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, Prince lives here. And it's amazing. I love that people still decorate. People still, it's cool. I don't,
yeah.
you know,
I don't. I didn't even put up a tree
outside,
this year.
but some
I
ways.
figure I would have to put it up and I would have to take it down. And I just thought,
Right. Me too. Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So I'd rather knit. So
Same.
It's cozy with the tree up.
it is. And I love having the tree up with the lights down and all, but I just didn't feel it this year. So, and no one else in my family cared. So as long as they get their Christmas dinner and their dessert and their presents, they're happy.
Yeah.
You could knit one.
That's true. I could knit one. Annie did.
Only little.
Right.
Oh, that's adorable.
Amazing. She's amazing.
I don't know why I'm doing 2 projects in a row that are black yarn, but and Anne's not even making me.
Right? That's what I
With
said.
her-
When I was doing
I
that one.
haven't
I was
finished
like,
that
what am
yet.
I doing?
I love the
But the end result
puritanical
is so
fun run,
good, you know.
but I've been wanting a black sweater for a long time. And when Tina started dying again, and I knew I could get more No Sleep Till Brooklyn, I knew exactly what I needed to make.
Nice.
I have a cart going. I'm just trying to get through Christmas and then, finalize everything.
Take your time. There's no rush.
No, there's no rush.
Tara, is that your ugly cat shawl?
It is. I think it is.
Yes, it is.
It is.
It's nice
awesome.
and
It's so pretty.
nice and warm.
So pretty.
I still haven't finished my knit one,
33 is-
but I did finish the Tunisian one. So
I got to do that one.
it's so easy. Like,
I know.
it was a good mindless knit.
Hmm.
But I love this colorway because if you look, it looks like the colors are moving.
Yeah.
It looks like the lights are moving. It's giving me light bright vibes, which is very
Yes.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so 80s. Oh, it's so good.
And I'm trying to wear more bright colors.
It's really effective like that, isn't it?
It is. It's so. And I need to finish this so I can get the pattern out to Tabitha to test knit, and anyone else who wants to test knit it. But it's super simple, and it's the first circular yoke I've ever designed.
Ooh.
All right, so you've designed it.
Yeah, and I did put short rows in, but not at the top. They're right before you split the sleeves,
Oh.
which is really
Okay.
cool. And so it doesn't like you don't have that big empty, blank section before you
Yeah.
start a color work yoke. And so, and mainly I did it because I was looking up different ways to calculate them. And I had already started and I'm like, well, I could put in short rows or I could put them short rows later and let's do later. And
Is
it's
it
really
DK
simple,
weight?
but it's effective. Yeah. Yeah. This is Tina's No Sleep Till Brooklyn in her, I don't remember which DK it is. Sorry. The
She don't
Lola
know.
Faye. It's the Lola Faye.
That's the nylon
200,
one.
Oh,
yeah, 245 yards. And then the charcoal is Holly Press Fibers in her pitch colorway because she had a huge Black Friday sale. So
I need to win the lotto.
Oh, we all do.
We all do.
yeah. Yeah, I've been getting the side eye from my husband about my yarn.
I actually told David, I was like, I ordered something. He's like, good. I was like, what? Because he doesn't bitch about anything I do, which is great. Because he knows I'm not going to do anything that's going to, take away from our food. Oh, God, we went grocery shopping last night and it was a nightmare. So I said, well, I ordered this hat machine, a machine that can make you hats. So that made him really happy. So, but he doesn't say anything, but I'm the one that I need to turn over all of my yarn buying to him because he'll buy more than I do.
There you go. He doesn't say anything. He just says, "Are you ever going to be able to use all of that?"
He doesn't
Like
say
he never
it.
says about what,
He doesn't
like-
say it. It's amazing.
but my son used to, but then he started
you're
painting
designing
Warhammer
with it.
figures, and Warhammer figures are expensive. So then he stopped. Oh, thank you, Elle. I'll let you know.
To go down.
Yeah. No,
The
he
thing
really
is,
doesn't care.
You design with the yarn though, so it's like you're working with it. It's not just like you're collecting it or something. It's
Well,
you
there
know-
is some that I've bought that I haven't used.
well,
Like that
it's
for
just
other projects.
what it wants
a
to
lot.
be.
Yeah, a lot of it hasn't decided who it wanted to be. But when I first started knitting, it was knitting socks. So I have a ton of fingering weight yarn because I was going to knit all the socks. And then when I discovered that nobody in Nevada wanted the socks because we don't wear them because it's not cold enough, I stopped knitting the socks. And so I have all this fingering weight I need to use up too.
Well, there's always shawls, I guess, or
Yeah. Just wish I could knit faster. Because
yeah.
like Tabitha fast, where she can knit a blanket in a week.
I wish I had more time to knit.
Yeah.
I know your boss is just being rude and making you work and not letting you knit.
No, it's more of I need to be responsible. I don't actually talk to my boss all that much.
You just need an extra set of hands, that's all.
Yeah.
Get like
Or an extra.
get like bionic arms or something that can just like knit behind your back or something.
I would like the extra set of hands who would do all the house chores. Because then
That
I'd
would be
have.
nice too.
I mean, my daughter helps out. Don't get me wrong; she does a lot of the stuff around here, but still, I have to do some things.
Yeah. Some things just take time. Too much freaking time.
Is it Christmas Eve yet, there, Annie?
Oh,
Isn't it?
yeah.
It should be.
Oh no, 3 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Exciting.
it's going so fast.
I'm seriously thinking about turning over my computer and my carts and everything to David and say, okay, my birthday is on Thursday, so do what you got to do.
I did all the work for you. Here you go.
Right.
If he need, does he need Joe Bob to call him and tell him to
Maybe.
reiterate?
Probably.
She has his number now. No,
I know.
that was unbelievable. He's in the hospital and she calls him. She's like, hey, what's going
I
on?
know. I know.
Liz,
She
if
told
you
me
want,
she's like,
you can design fingering weight sweaters, and I would knit them.
I've got a couple in mind actually. So
I want them, but I don't want to knit them. So,
I'm okay with knitting them. It
Oh,
might take me like a year and a half, but
that's the thing. It takes so long.
I can't wait to see your Garfield sweater.
Oh, me neither. It's gonna be so awesome. I can't wait.
I started that.
Just gotta
I
figure
bought
out-
the pattern years ago, Breathing Space. I think it's a Vera Valimaki.
I think so.
Yeah. I bought the pattern.
I started
have
knitting that
yarns.
actually. That's the one with the like the
It's
short rows and
diagonal
it's just-
stripes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
I
It's
have
beautiful.
that pattern somewhere. Yeah,
I have the
just never
yarn. I
finished it.
started it and I was like, it's fingering.
That is a cool one.
Let me go crochet something in worsted.
Dang it! I had to go look at that now because I really like that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
But
I
yeah,
think
it's
you already have the pattern. Because we talked about it already.
yeah. I think I do.
Yeah.
I'd have to look. There's too many good patterns out there.
I have some forbidden fiber is part of the. So yeah, I really want to do it. It's just I don't want to do it because it's on a 2.5 needle. 2.5.
But it's in the round though, so it's not as bad as.
No, but it's
Now I really want to cast that one on. I'll have to
it's not
play with
worse
the yarn
than
colors.
crochet.
Well, I've got to do that rose cardigan, which is not in the round, but I have the yarn for that, and that's gonna at the 26 stitch gauge. So that's technically sport weight, but I got Hawthorne because it's the same yardage as the sport weight that she used. So I figured it'll be close.
I
But
need an
that's
assistant.
my brain can't do that one right now, so I can't cast that on.
I need an assistant. Here, cast this on. Knit. I'll pick it up a little bit and then give it back to you, and
That's like Hohi's mom who does half her knitting for her.
Oh, does
She'll
she?
start design. Yeah, she'll start. I used to watch her podcast, and she'll start designs and just tell her mom what to do, and her mom will knit for her because they have the same gauge, I guess. And
That's amazing.
like, I wish I had that. That would be so cool.
Wow, I wonder if that's a genetic thing. If like gauge, if your knitting gauge is like a genetic thing.
Well, their hands might be like close to the same size.
That could be.
I mean, yeah, if we're gonna waste billions of dollars studying really stupid stuff, I feel like we could at least do fun, stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I think
That's
that's far more
useful.
fun.
Yeah, that's useful.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't need to know
Really?
if pelicans in Alaska are gay or trans or whatever. You know, we don't need to know that, okay? But we do
the
need
Pelicans probably don't need us to know that either.
we need to know if there's people who have gauged from. Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah, maybe the Pelicans have a don't ask, don't tell policy.
Right,
Pelicans just want us to mind our own business, really.
right. That's what I'm thinking.
They're like, man, love is love. Just go away.
Pelicans' lives matter.
Who I
Ooh.
eat fish with is none of your
This is,
business.
you know what? I have some Malabrigo I could do this breathing space in, but I was
Oh.
gonna do a Birkin in, but I think I have enough yarn to do this in instead.
Ooh, Malabrigo.
Yeah.
Almost as good as Forbidden Fiber. Almost.
The whole reason I downloaded that breathing space pattern was because a couple of years ago I was some lady wanted to take knitting lessons from me, and so I was, and she's an older lady. I think she's like in her 70s now. And okay, so if you think like knitting the pattern is stressful, try knitting it and trying to teach somebody who just keeps going, I'm a dope. I'm a dope. I can't do it. I'm a dope. Just over and over again. I'm a dope. It's too hard. I don't get it. And so like, I felt bad for this lady because it was clear she kind of just really wanted company. I don't think she was like really into the whole knitting aspect, but it was
Aw.
like, I felt bad for her though. It was like, you can do it. And I kept telling her, I was like, you can do it. You just got to keep practicing, you know? And she had her little like cheat plugs with her. And she's like, you know, this is how you do the short rows. And she's like, oh, I distinctly remember one lesson. Like I had to sit there and unknit like an entire round and a half of the sweater for her because she had just screwed it up and there was like no fixing it. And man, that was freaking stressful. I used to, so she lives north of here and I would take the train to go visit her. It was like a 10-minute walk from the train station, but I would always carry like a little flask of whiskey because it was so freaking stressful. So I would just have like this flask of whiskey in my purse and then I'd do a shot before I went in. And then afterwards I'd do like 2 shots and just walk home from her place because it was like I needed to decompress. Oh man, it was pretty rough, but she was a nice lady. I hope she's still knitting. Just maybe not that pattern.
Ooh, is that it?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's it.
Yeah. My son had to call and tell me about a barbecue restaurant. He's like, are you busy? I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of podcast. Oh, okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
A little bit.
Okay. Sure. Have fun. It's not like I won't see you in 2 days. So, but yeah, I like that breathing space
Mhm.
and I have the yarn for it too. Mm.
The only time
Maybe
I
when
ever
I,
teach somebody to knit other than my kids, my friend from Alabama, she was living in Pennsylvania where I was, and we were drunk. We were drinking 3 olives, cherry with cranberry, and all this stuff. And so we bought some Patton's classic wool and size 8 needles, and I tried. We were so drunk that I couldn't even try to teach her how to knit. She eventually learned how to crochet, but I mean, you can't drink and teach. You just can't.
No, you can't.
And that's the lesson.
I've taught crochet. I've never taught knitting.
Yeah. I tried and we just couldn't. She's also the lady that she lived in New York for a while. And she came downstairs from her apartment and there were all these giant inflatable rats in New York. And when you were talking about this early, yeah. And she came downstairs and she's like this Southern proper lady She's all dressed to the nines, no matter if she's going up to the bodega and she's dressed to the nines. And so she came out, they were like, lady, are you Union? Are you Union? And she's like, hell no, I'm the Confederate.
Great.
She is stone cold Alabama, you know. She's the best.
Great.
I can't
Please do
imagine
not
their
insult me.
faces. I would have loved to have been there to see their faces.
Oh my Lanta.
She
Union.
we went to so down in Louisiana, every St. Patrick's Day, there's a parade in Jackson, Mississippi. No, not Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi. There's a St. Patrick's Day parade. And we went years ago. This is years ago. And she was dressed up like a wedding cake. And on the top of the wedding cake was a black bride and groom on the top of her wedding cake. And this lady is the whitest person I've ever met. But she had this black, and I have pictures, and it's just like, that's how she is. She just does not care about anything. And she's the best. I love her so much.
Hey, people can be themselves. Good for them.
Yep. Molly, my girl. So much good people out there. They're so fun.
So, what is everybody doing for Christmas?
Napping and knitting. That's about it. I was gonna make grape leaves, and then I was like, man, I'm just so tired lately. I'm gonna cook my cat's chicken hearts, and that's as festive as I'm getting. That's it.
It's like I'm cooking, knitting.
That's about what I'm doing. We
Don't
might go to
cook
the
your
movies
knitting?
Christmas Day. Depends. Depends on how tired we are after we eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there aren't any movies my kids want to go see.
Well, my son promised me he would go see War of the Rohirrim with me. So we're going to go do that. If not Christmas, then sometime. But my daughter's smoking a ham in our smoker. So all I have to do is the sweet potatoes and the salad and the roll. So, and the pies. Yeah, she took over the smoker. So she does all the stuff in there now. So.
Oh, smoker is amazing.
I think my kids would be inclined to go see War of the Rohirrim if it didn't have a girl boss. They are so tired of girl bosses.
Yeah.
Which we all are. Yeah.
I don't think our cinema would be open on Christmas Day.
It's Vegas.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
huge
There's always
day.
something open. Yeah.
Like everything.
Well, because we
outdoors.
get a ton of tourists over Christmas because especially Asian tourists come here because they like the whole, the lights and the celebrations and all that, but they don't celebrate Christmas. So they come to Vegas. So everything's open.
At all the Chinese restaurants. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everything here is
Well, just
closed.
the
That's why
casinos
they
and
panic.
well, the
Everybody
restaurants and the
panics.
stores on the strip are all open. I mean, I used to have to work Christmas Eve and we were open Christmas Day too when I worked on the strip. So
God.
Yeah, everything's shut here on Christmas Day. Everybody panics that they haven't got everything that they need. It was quite busy at the supermarket
Mm-hmm.
to 9:30 in the evening.
Oh,
It was
we
like a
went last
Saturday
night.
afternoon.
We went last night. It was a nightmare. And then we still don't have anything for dinner tomorrow night. David is Italian, and we usually do 7 fishes, but we can't afford that this year. Maybe we can do 1, because it's crazy.
Well, you can be like the Slavs and just go out and get a carp and stick it in the bathtub.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not putting anything in the bathtub.
I'll make pies, but they're easy pies.
Making gingerbread trifle.
Ooh, yum.
Yes.
Making chocolate mint pie.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was a German chocolate pie recipe that I adapted because most of us in my family are allergic to pecans. So I took out the pecans and coconut, and I added in chopped up cream to mint.
Oh no.
Pecans.
You're allergic to pecans? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
terrible.
sorry.
The
Yeah.
pecans.
Oh, they're
Well, I'm
so
allergic. We're
pecan-
allergic to most nuts.
pecan.
We can eat peanuts and pine nuts, but we
Ugh.
can't eat any others. My husband's not as bad. Like he can eat some of them, but Riley and I can't.
Mm.
So I make chocolate mint pie instead.
Okay. I make the what they're called pecan tassies. They're like little mini pecan pies. And then David asked for these nut rolls that his mom used to make. I don't know if I'm going to do them justice because you can't outdo a Italian mama, especially with their cookies, you know. But they're nut rolls and they have walnuts, so I'm going to try to do them. And that's about it. And then just ham, mashed potato, you know, the whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
Yeah.
roasted sweet potatoes instead of mashed potatoes.
Ooh,
Just chop them and roast them with a maple glaze,
yeah,
That sounds good.
yeah.
because the ham will have a maple honey glaze. So then I'll kind of.
Maple is the best. My daughter works. She's a manager at a maple company in Vermont, so I get all the maple stuff. Yes,
Nice.
That's an interesting job.
yes. So I have a box sitting over there, and it said fragile, fragile, fragile. I'm like, yes, there's bottles of maple syrup. Yes. So that's good.
Yeah, we're gonna have several different forms of pork.
Mm.
Gonna have a ham. My mother-in-law is making sarmale, which is like a stuffed grape leaf, stuffed cabbage leaf. Yeah, it can be. It's the same filling stuffed in different things, and then
Okay.
she's also going to stuff it in peppers,
Ooh.
and it uses ground pork,
Oh,
and it's really good. She's probably going to make some other form of pork as well. I'm not sure what, but
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
yeah, I'll do the mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the rolls.
Yeah, I'm
But
doing everything but the ham.
The holiday bread, which has a ton of walnuts in it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like, there's going to be so much food in this house. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we won't have to cook for like a week.
That's nice.
Nice.
No?
That's the goal, I think, around like Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah.
We'll probably throw.
Cook for, like,
We'll have some leftover ham, and then my son will probably take some of it home too.
Mhm.
And then later in the weekend, I'll probably throw a pork loin on the smoker or something
Yeah.
because and make.
I bought the biggest ham I could get, so because we'll have bean soup with ham, we'll have gumbo, you know, we'll have sandwich, you know, all this. So, yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah, I have a turkey too in the freezer that we'll do sometime next month
Okay.
because they were on sale the other day, and I'm like, well, you know, it's on sale, so might as well get it
Yeah, for
because
sure.
we like turkey. Oh, Joe Bob sent a photo to our chat. I don't have my phone right now, Joe. I'll have to look for it when my daughter brings my phone back.
To the chat. Oh, see, yep.
She said to our chat.
Yep.
So do you see it, Trace?
I don't know. Let me look.
But yeah, no, I'm not going. I don't go all out on Christmas
Ooh.
dinner because it's just the four of us. And my mom used to go all out on Christmas dinner, and she was exhausted.
No, you can't see it.
I can't see what it is.
Can't see it. It's a very light color, and then there's the dark color. You can't see.
Okay.
So, Bob, I'm sorry, you can't see.
is it knitted, crocheted? What is it?
It's knitted. It's very nice, but no, it's the Tiber shawl.
Oh,
Tiber shawl by Janina Callio. That's what she says. So, yeah, that's what's happening.
so I try not to go overboard on Christmas because
Yeah,
I don't want to be exhausted, just, laying like a lump.
Yeah.
Well,
because
and
it's only 4 of us. If we were having more people over, then I would go more all out. But
it's just the 2 of us. But then we got football going on. Oh God, help me. Shut up, Tomsky. And yeah, it's just ugh. I don't know what we're doing the next day because David wants to go out. And I don't care. It's I'm not 10, so birthdays don't matter anymore. But whatever.
Let's talk about
oh,
food.
let
and
him
make me hungry.
let him take you out. It's your birthday. If it makes him happy.
Go to our local dive bar, and that's fine. I don't care. I'd rather eat chicken wings and drink beer than
Oh yeah.
whatever.
We probably won't do much this weekend. We'll probably just hang out
Yeah.
and knit. Hopefully, at least I will.
Knit. Yeah, for sure. What's everybody gonna do for New Year's?
Same thing as Christmas. Just sit around.
Nothing.
What New Year's
Nothing.
or New Year's knitting or
I've
Yeah,
outgrown the
pass
go out
on.
on New Year's Eve thing.
no.
We go outside. We can see the fireworks from the strip from where we live. So we just sit outside and watch them.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Probably
I'd
go
like
bed,
to
I
stay
think.
close to home because anyway.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on in the world anymore.
I still can't believe that people still go to Times Square for Christmas for New
Oh.
Year's. It's like it's so freaking.
I did that
crowded.
once.
I mean, it's just so crazy. Like it's so freaking crowded. I don't.
Mhm.
It seems like
Isn't
a
it
nightmare.
mostly
Like,
tourists who want the experience?
Ugh.
it just seems like a terrible experience. You're like stuck in a crowd. There's rules on like.
No, you couldn't pay me to go do that.
You can't pee. Like
What are you
That's
gonna
I-
do?
I need
Wear
to
a
pee.
diaper?
How am I gonna
I
pee?
did 1 year when I was younger, and that
Ugh.
was enough. It's cold. It's crowded.
There's
It's loud.
Rest. Yeah, no. Or
There's
what's
so
his
many
name? The
people.
guy on CNN. Yeah,
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson.
I don't want to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I don't want to see drunk people on the TV.
exactly.
Dick Clark never got drunk on his Rockin' New Year's Eve. Okay,
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
he had decorum.
Manilow was not drunk when he was singing about his New Year's song. Yeah.
He's
I'm
starting
gonna
a residency here,
Who is?
Barry Manilow.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
past my bedtime
does
now,
Lynn
so I'm
know?
gonna go.
Oh, well, thanks for coming, Annie. We know you had a long day.
Oh,
Good to see you all, and have a nice Christmas.
Merry
Have a
Christmas.
good Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Bye.
Christmas. Thank you. Thanks for coming. We'll be back in 2025.
Mhm.
Mhm.
See if my
I know you're all excited.
order goes through.
If anybody's curious as to what I'm eating, by the way,
You
it's
eating?
homemade beef jerky, and it tastes like a Big Mac.
Was that the hamburger one?
Ooh,
the
yum.
Bacon cheeseburger.
Oh,
What's your recipe? Because I need to make some jerky.
Well, I use ground meat. I have one of those jerky guns. It kind of looks
Yeah.
like a caulk gun, but it's for meat. I mix up the like 3
Crazy.
pounds of ground jerky with the I want to say like maybe like a cup and a half of shredded cheese, like really finely shredded cheese. Bunch of ketchup, a little bit of liquid smoke, bacon bits. But then I recently discovered that I was just getting cheeky and I was experimenting. If you put relish into it, it tastes like a freaking Big Mac. It is so good.
I'll
Highly
try that.
recommend it.
I am so intrigued by that because I've made jerky, but just where you take the strips of beef and you marinate it like teriyaki
Yeah.
or whatever and do it. But this whole hamburger and relish stuff is like blew my mind.
Do you
Yeah.
make it in a dehydrator, or do you do it in the oven or the air fryer, or
dehydrator.
Yeah,
Okay. Because I have one of those.
it's
The
crazy.
one I have
to
only
me.
goes up to
Yeah.
158 though.
Yeah.
If I was gonna get another dehydrator, I would at least get one that goes up to 165 because you can make like chicken and turkey jerky too. But if you're gonna do poultry, it should be, I think 165 is like the bare minimum. So
Right.
Yeah, I'm just.
I'll have to tell my husband because he makes the jerky.
nice.
I
mean,
have
you don't-
one. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. This looks weird to me.
It's really not an attractive food. It looks like turds. Like it just
Yeah,
straight
it
up. It looks like poop.
Poop with relish on it. Yay!
and weird little red bacon bits, but it's really
Right.
delicious.
It's crazy.
If you just close
Why?
your eyes.
I know,
It's
but
really
you said
good.
it's good, so I might have to try it.
It's very, very
Okay.
good.
What
That's
is
the
that?
that's what Joe was
your
showing.
English is better than mine.
Oh,
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
the Tiber show
Up
Joe
a
was
little
knitting.
bit. Up a little
That's
bit.
pretty. Oh, sorry.
That's good. No, you're fine.
oh, there we go.
That
Yeah.
is pretty.
That's better than mine. Yeah.
So very pretty, Joe Bob. But
Very, very
yeah,
pretty.
no, I haven't done jerky in a while.
Yeah.
Need to do that. I made Chex Mix in the smoker last weekend or the weekend
Ooh.
before. That
Yeah.
was really good. That kind of my son took a big bowl home and his roommate started fighting over it, and one of them sent him a message that it was crack. It was a Chex Mix crack, and I'm like, I'm not your dealer, so you get it once a year and that's it. I'm not making it any other time of the year. I mean, I might, but probably not anytime soon.
I think my smoker needs a new heating element because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I got to look into that because
Is yours an electric one?
yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have one of those pellet ones, which
Okay.
it's a pain, but I don't deal with that part of it. So
Right. Yeah, it's an electric one. I think the heating element went up. So I think you can buy them, but
I think that happened to my sister-in-law's too. So I think they replaced theirs.
yeah, I would like to see if I can replace the element first, but
That's what I mean. They replaced the element, I think.
yeah, I'm going to look into it because I mean, the best turkey I ever had was smoked. It was a smoked turkey breast, which, it's just the two of us. But, if you just want enough for you and a couple of days, smoked is the best. But, yeah, not so much now. What are you doing?
And sometime next week, I'll make Southern pork chops with milk gravy and mashed potatoes and all that kind of stuff. Once next, I make that once a year because it's so very badly unhealthy. So
Well,
my mother used to make it once a week growing up, but
it's
those were
not
different days.
healthy. I mean,
Well, frying the pork chops and all that, but
pork chops are fine. Okay, we're going to eliminate this. Pork
Yeah,
chops.
pork
no,
chops are good for you.
I've been told it's fattening and not healthy, so I only make it once a year. But my mother used to make it every year. I mean, like every week. We grew up eating fried pork chops because when I lived in the South, we didn't know you could cook meat any other way.
Pork chops are healthy.
And seafood, that's the only way we cooked seafood because it was fried. It wasn't until I moved to New Jersey that I found out that you could broil things. Yes.
I don't boil seafood, but yeah.
No, broil
Broil. Yeah, broil's good. Steamed is good.
or baked.
You
But-
can fry shrimp. You can fry whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only seafood I'd ever had was fried because fried catfish or going to Myrtle Beach and having fried cod or fried perch or fried flounder. And that was like it.
Flounder is the best. I love flounder. Oh, so good.
But
Okay.
that's all I'd ever had. Oh, and fried trout.
Trout's okay. Steamed crabs, crab cakes, crab. Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Maryland. You have the land of
I've
crab.
Oh god, I'm having flashbacks. My one of my ex-boyfriends is from Maryland. When I used to go visit him, it was like, you guys are not a state, you're a freaking cult, okay? Between the freaking crackle and the
It's
freaking,
okay. I will admit to being in that cult.
Everywhere you
Bay
go
Colt.
is the Maryland state flag. Everywhere.
Yes.
I can't think. Is there another state in the union that has their state flag everywhere, except for maybe like Texas or something?
It's the
Texas,
best
we have our
flag.
state flag
It's the
everywhere.
greatest flag ever. Yes,
Yes, you are indeed still a cult member. I can tell.
I'm a cult member.
I thought you were going to say they were a cult member because of all the crab meat
Listen.
recipes.
I put
Oh,
Old
that
Bay
too.
on
Oh my God.
everything. Okay. It's a
Old
cult,
Bay,
and
Old
I'm
Bay.
proud to be in it. Yes.
Yeah, he goes to the grocery store one day and he comes back and he's like, I got you something from the grocery store. And I'm like, oh, yeah. I'm thinking it's like, maybe he got me an avocado or you go to the grocery store, you get food. Like, what did you get? He goes, close your eyes, hold out your hand. So I do.
Okay.
And I feel like something fabric. And I open my eyes and it's a freaking headband with the Maryland state flag all over it. I was just like, no, why?
It's like, that's not for you, for him.
Like, do I have to wear it? Like, do I have to wear it?
No.
Oh, only when you're in Maryland. Then the minute you
Yes.
cross the border, you can pull it off.
Yeah, like sitting on the mega bus. Like, yeah, okay.
Now, see, if I was going to give you a present, I would give you some crab cakes.
I actually,
Yum.
yeah, he had there was a shack. Like he lived in rural Maryland in a town called Street. There was a place like it was like a quarter mile down the road from him that had crabs, and he got like the real authentic crab cakes that are like, $20 a pound or whatever, and it was really good. It was really
Yes,
really good.
it is. Yes, it is.
He's like, okay, I had the experience. He was very opinionated too on how they should be cooked.
Yes,
Oh, man.
yes. We are a thing. Marylanders. Woohoo.
Yeah, Canada is like that. Elle said their flag is on everything. That's so that they can prove to
Yeah,
people they're not us.
flag is not as pretty as our flag. Sorry, but it's
Okay, in case anybody's wondering what the Maryland flag looks like.
beautiful.
You still have that, yeah.
I'm gonna start singing. It's beautiful.
Did you ever see there's like a gif of a guy who's you can actually buy it. It's like a head to toe this. It's just this, but head to toe. But I mean head to toe. Like
I love it. It's so beautiful. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's like a race car.
Yeah,
flag
that's what I was. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, or jockey colors.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
There is racing in Maryland.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a
Or
little
medi-
bit. There's a little bit of racing in Maryland. Yeah, just
It's like a medieval coat of arms.
Yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is.
yes, because they came from the coat of arms from Britain's people that came here because they were sick of Britain, the Calverts, and they came here and they took their coat of arms and they brought it here. And yes, and Pimlico is still a thing. God help them. Yeah, and the Preakness, yes. So it's horse racing and it's crabs and it's Old Bay and it's wonderful. The end.
Yeah, I liked visiting him because he lived on 40 acres of land and that his dad gave him, and there was a horse in the field next door who was a retired racehorse, and
That's
he
always
was
fun.
really sweet. Yeah.
Horses are fun.
Yeah, and he really liked Peppermints, that horse, like really liked Peppermints.
Yes, they do. Mhm. Yes, they do.
And but it was just that guy was a freaking weirdo though. I didn't realize until I'd been with him for a while that he was like a legit neo-Nazi.
Oh,
Yeah, that didn't.
Yeah,
didn't
there's-
help too much of that.
okay. There's a couple of them. There.
More than a couple, like all of his friends, and like
Alright.
after I dropped him, he snatched up a girl real freaking quick who's just like him. So it was like, oh,
Sorry, it's you, not me.
yeah. It's like, oh boy, you.
That's
You
not
found
all
it.
of us. That's not all.
Oh
of
no, not at all. I mean, I know Maryland's like a really liberal state for the most part, which is why it
Mhm.
surprised me that these people find each other so quickly, you know?
Well,
It's super
the
liberal.
thing about the neo-Nazis is they take themselves so seriously.
Oh, yeah.
And it always reminds me of the Blues Brothers with the neo-Nazis in it.
Lord Calvert, Lord Baltimore.
And their little uniforms, you know, and
Meet me's in Southern Maryland. Yay!
Oh, he was in Northern, like right by the Pennsylvania border.
Oh, I know exactly where he was. Calvert County. Oh, no, Cecil County. I know exactly where he was.
No, starts with an H, I want to say. He was in a town called Street.
Havre de Grace?
He was near Havre de Grace.
Cecil County is like one of the, I don't know if now, but it used to be one of the still biggest KKK counties.
Oh my God.
Yes.
oh, they got that going for them. Yay.
No. I'm from Annapolis and the southern part, which has probably still got some shady people, but you know, the crabs make up for it.
Crab.
So Tara, how are you dealing with having teenage boys?
Oh, you know, I hear inappropriate words said all the time.
Yeah, that's going to keep happening.
They call each other British cigarettes all the time.
Ah,
Bundle of sticks.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's what my brother said all the time when he was a teenager. I guess those words just get passed on
yep.
from generation of teenage boy to generation.
Yeah. They probably think they're very funny too.
They do think they're very funny.
Edgelords.
Yes,
teenage
and they
boys
do like to say shocking things.
Oh yeah, just for the heck of it. You know.
Yeah. And they like to give me a hard time.
Of course.
Usually because I don't know some random piece of information.
Yeah. My son they were gamers big time. Like gamers, and that was their life, and the things that they would say to total strangers online, just it's like, you know, you're lucky those people don't know where you live, because I would have no problem opening the door and letting them beat the crap out of you for the way you talk about them. Because seriously, you know, it's like, oh, it's just how everybody talks, Mom. Yeah, okay. You better not meet them out in person, because, you know.
I think that is how they all talk, because
Oh, I know it is. My husband's a
I know
movie too, but
they have slurs used against them too.
no, my son was very much into it. And when we used to buy them, both my kids collected knives and swords and things. Their International Pointy collection, as it was referred to. And my son got a Roman Gladius one year, an extremely sharp one, and he pulled it out of the scabbard and sliced his thumb. And I was in the shower. I have to get out of the shower.
This.
Ouch.
I got out of the shower.
One of my
He's like,
children requested exactly that.
Yeah, he got a Cold Steel one, and I bought it, so it's on me. But he sliced his thumb up really bad, and I had to take him to the hospital to get stitches. Okay. And when you go in the hospital and you say there's a sword wound, everybody on duty wants to come see.
Oh, God.
And of course, it was only like this long. It was pretty deep, but it was only like this long. So it was very anticlimactic for the hospital personnel. But he was supposed to be going to a LAN party birthday party that day. And the doctor comes in to stitch him up. He's like, how long is this going to take? Because I have to go to a LAN party. And I'm like, dude, let him do his job. He goes, yeah, but they're going to start playing soon, and I don't want to be behind them in the game. I'm glad you're not traumatized by this injury at all.
Yeah,
and
what the hell?
and he's like, can you call his mom and let him know I'm still coming even though I'm going to be late?
God, kids, man.
I'm like, sure, no problem.
Yeah,
So
like my 14-year-old, like he's kind of moved on to something else. Thank goodness.
It's
But like before Thanksgiving, he was like, Mommy, I want a gladius for Christmas. And I'm like, well, why do you want one? Because I want to stab things. And I'm like, why do you think
what?
that is a good idea? That would convince me.
What do you mean by things too? Are we talking living
Things?
things?
Like,
Yeah,
what
well,
are you
then he started
stabbing?
talking about
What?
like
Things, and as your brother, yeah.
sentient beings. And I'm like,
Right.
no, this isn't
What's a
exactly
thing?
why you're not getting one.
We got our kids wooden Bakken, training Bakkens, so that they could just beat the crap out of each other with wood as opposed to the actual swords. And then my son started the HEMA sword fighting, where it's the actual techniques that this medieval sword fighters used. Like they have the training manuals from back in the day, and they use the European training manuals, and they teach them all these actual moves and stuff. So, but those are done with fake swords as well. Until you
Yeah,
get to
I
a
made the
certain
mistake
level.
of getting mine the wood swords, and I had to hide them because they hurt.
Yeah, they do. But it only takes a couple hits before they decide that that's not pleasant.
Sometimes you gotta learn the hard way.
Yeah.
By the way, hold
Yeah.
on to not Howard County, Harford County. That was the name of it. Harford
Harford
County.
County.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Harford County. Yep.
But yeah, no, he did the HEMA
Harford
fighting, and
Central County
it was
is-
very cool because he had to have all the full garments, the head covering, and all. And they trained like the medieval swordsmen did and the Renaissance swordsmen. There's actually academies all around the country that teach this,
That's
and around the
neat.
world, and they have competitions and things, and it's very expensive. And he didn't stay in it very long because there wasn't anyone in Vegas qualified to teach except for the one guy that they were learning from, and he went off his rockers and stopped teaching, so there was nobody he could take.
Oops.
Guy, one concussion too many.
Yeah.
But what they also have is they have lightsaber tournaments
Oh.
where they actually battle with lightsabers using the techniques and stuff, and they're very popular. That might be something your boys might want to get into. That's a little less damaging to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, my kids,
We're
they
not
really
gonna do
didn't hurt each
sports.
other. They really didn't hurt each other much with the swords. It was just a collecting thing more than anything else.
Oh, well, I've been on the receiving end. So it's a hard no.
Yeah.
No swords.
No. God, I can't imagine. Like,
Hey, my daughter was just as into it as her brother. I mean, she would bash him
Mhm.
too. It was good for getting their excess energy out though. And I must say, I know people get addicted to video games and it's bad for some people, but for my son and the group of guys that he knew later who were older, it was their way of letting off steam and frustration so that in the real world that they weren't as angry about things. Like he would go kill a bunch of stuff online and then he was not stressed anymore.
Right.
He learned to channel all those feelings into the video games.
Yeah. Yeah. They also, well, one of them, he loves like the online war strategy games.
yeah.
John
they-
plays those too.
They love like the World War II ones. And there's a medieval one that one of them really likes to play.
He plays that one World War II game with all the ships, and that's the one he plays mostly. And he likes Risk because Risk is all strategy.
Risky.
But eventually they grow out of the language because they use it in real life to the wrong person and
Yeah.
find out that not everybody wants to be called those things. Yeah, Axis and Allies, that's his other game that he loves to play. But yeah.
Yeah, they've been
like
playing
he-
Hearts of Iron 4 a lot. And the other one, the medieval one that they like is Medieval Total War 2.
I think he's played that one before too. But they outgrow the language.
Yeah. As they should.
Yeah. Well, Trace, your daughter played too, didn't she? Wasn't she World of Warcraft
Played
though?
World of Warcraft for years, and she was like up there. She was like one of the big, monkey. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but she was big. And then she quit because she had wrist issues. She had carpal tunnel, and she's just like, So I don't know. Now she's crying. All right, I'm telling on you. So if you watch this, all right, whatever. She's crying because her birthday is the 29th. And she's hitting a big milestone, which I'm in denial about because the bigger
That
she
means
gets,
you're,
the older I get. Yeah. So, and I'm didn't.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just another year.
Yeah, no,
My
this
son
is
was,
a big year. Yeah.
yeah, my son was the other day because he'll be 25 next month. He's like,
What?
Mom, I'm going to be quarter of a century.
You're a puppy.
I'm like,
You're a baby.
like, yeah. And what's your point?
Yeah.
It's like,
I
don't
don't
be
know.
depressed about it. You can't stop it. So there's no point being depressed about it because it's going
Yeah,
to
it's like
happen
just wait
whether you
until
want it to or not.
he's
Exactly.
middle age.
Somebody
Yeah.
was just arguing on Twitter the other day, like 22 is not that young. I was like, sit down
What?
and shut the fuck up.
You're
Shut
22 is a
up.
baby.
You're a fetus. Like, shut up.
You're young enough to think you know everything.
Yeah.
But you're old enough to face the consequences of your
Consequences
actions. So have fun
Of
with
when
that.
you find out that you don't.
They
Of
don't.
when you find out you don't know everything. Yeah. No, it's like on the police cam videos. They'll arrest these people in their 20s usually. And the first thing they want is their mom. Can you call my mom? Can you call my dad? I'm sorry. If I'm pulled over for drunk driving, the last person I want called is my parent.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, Mom, guess
Because-
what?
Hey, Mom.
I really fucked up.
Mm.
And it's like they're insane and they cry and they can't handle. They're like, I have anxiety. And the one cop's like, welcome
Oh.
to the club. I have anxiety too.
Oh, heavens. Are you here? Are you new here?
But they're told that they have anxiety, so they can't function.
Right.
And it's like, but you could function, making the stupid choice of committing the crime you did, but you can't function on the consequences of you shoplifting the $400 from ShopRite because
Yeah.
it doesn't occur to you that they have cameras. And walking right past the register without stopping
Oh.
when it's a sure sign. But it's like these kids, they cry and
Yeah.
they bawl, and it's like, oh my God, grow the hell up.
Mhm.
Have
Yeah, I
some
think-
dignity. You
think that's a
screwed up.
parent's fail.
Yeah, and it's always I have my kids. I love my kids. You can't
Yeah.
take me to jail. It's like, well, if you were cared about your kids, you wouldn't be committing the crime
Right.
to begin with. So, your kids are probably better off with whoever's watching them while you're out being a dumbass.
Yeah.
And it's just some of them like no clue how to people or how to adult. And the
Well,
shoplifters are the worst. Like, do they not know that Walmarts have like 1,000 cameras? There's cameras everywhere. Do they not know that when you walk in with a giant empty backpack and you're walking around the store and they can see
Right.
suddenly it's filled, that they're going to go back on the tape and see that you,
Mhm.
like, how dumb do you have to be?
Well, the problem
Pretty
is
dumb.
people on TikTok in San Francisco getting away with it. So they
Oh, yeah.
think, oh, we should be able to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's this one shop right in Hoboken that I swear is on every week. They get hit.
Yeah.
And it cracks me up because it's like an old episode of NYPD Blue, because you see the cops walking up on their camera and then they got to climb the stairs and it's like an entire TV episode every time that they take these shoplifters, and every time they're like, I'm going to jail. Well, what did you think was going to happen?
Oh, shocking.
I accidentally shoplifted from a Walmart once. I swear to God, it was an accident. They had, the self checkout thing, and I'd gotten some items of clothing. I was with my sister, and I guess I thought I scanned a pair of shorts, and I didn't. At any rate, it wasn't on the receipt, and so I'm looking at the receipt as we're walking out, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't scan those shorts properly." And my sister goes, "Just keep walking, just keep walking." So we just walked out, nothing happened. I was like,
What they'll do is that if they get regulars, they'll catch them and they'll record them until they catch them that they've enough to do a felony, and then they'll stop them so that they can
I'm
get
not
more
worried
charges.
about the people that accidentally Because I think we've all done it. You left something
Yeah.
in the cart, and you know, whatever. It's under your purse. It's under stuff. Whatever. You know.
It was like $8. It wasn't like,
That's not
TV.
Yeah.
an intent thing.
No, it's the ones who are hiding stuff,
Yeah.
or the ones who come in with a stroller but no child.
Mm.
right.
Like, that's not an indication you're going to shoplift.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know, why, if you don't have the child, leave the stroller in the car.
Mhm.
Like,
My favorite thing is when they get caught and they get all indignant. Like, okay, what do you-
what gets me are the ones who leave their kids in cars
Oh yeah.
and they're
Mm.
shocked. They're shocked that it's illegal.
Huh.
It's like, and this one woman, her 4-year-old was in the front seat. She had left the car running. He's in the front seat revving the car. So if it kicked out of
Oh.
gear, it was going to go off into the road
Oh, my
while she's exchanging, returning stuff. And like, I don't know if it's an Applebee's or whatever, but the manager could see the car and came out watching, called the cops while the mom was off somewhere. And then she comes back and she's just like, what do you mean I'm being arrested? He's like, the cops, do you not understand that he could be dead right now? And I would have to come to this scene and deal with a dead 4-year-old because the car jumped and went into the road because you're an idiot. And then she gets to the jail and they take off all their jewelry and stuff, or they cut it off. And she had one of those Cartier bracelets that are, you know, locked on. And they're like, well, you need to take that off. She goes, I can't take that off. He's like, well, we're going to cut her off then.
What
And
do
she goes,
mean
you can't. That's it. They're actually, they bolt them on so you never take them off.
Damn.
What?
Yeah. It's
No,
something,
that's
some
weird.
forever bracelet or whatever.
That's
And
weird.
the only way to take them off, you have to have a special Cartier tool to take it off.
No.
And she refused. So they're like, well, we're going to cut it off. And they're like, she's freaking out. She's like, that's a $10,000 bracelet. He goes, well, you shouldn't have worn that when you committed a crime then.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Like, you left your child in the car with the car running. So
$1,000
anybody could have,
You're stealing? Like what?
yeah, anyone could have come in the car and taken your son, or they could have stolen your car. And this
you
one
can't put
woman,
a
she
babysitter? Like, what the fuck is
this
wrong with
woman
you?
left an infant in the car.
Oh,
And she was in the store, and another person in the parking lot called the cops. And she's like, I left the car running. It was locked, and it was an older car. And the cop's like, so you have an extra key fob with you? And she goes, what do you mean? He goes, well, how did you lock the car and leave it running with your key fob in it? And then she goes, well, the front door doesn't actually lock. He's like, so you left your infant in here in an unlocked car with the car running, and you don't see a problem with that? Like,
my favorite is the ones where they're at the casino and they do that. Like
I know.
I get okay. You can okay. You can't, but you can kind of understand if you're in the grocery store. But at the casino, absolutely not.
Well, they are special operatives, but they work in counterterrorism.
Yeah, I know that one woman who left her disabled child in her car for 5 hours at the casino while she was in there. And she lied and acted like, oh no, the dad was in the car with him. And then he was on a feeding tube. And she left him in there for 5 hours. And then she's like, you can't take me to jail. No one knows how to take care of him.
Oh, somebody
well,
will figure it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, casinos have cameras in the parking lot, and they can actually tell when you get in and out of your car.
Actually, when you leave, yeah.
This one lady kept insisting that her brother had been in the car with her child, and it was the only car out in the middle of nowhere. So there was a 360 view of it. And the cops are like, they looked through the cameras and no one but you got out of this car.
Yeah.
Well, he must have been invisible then.
Oh, yeah, we believe that. Totally. That happens all the time. You know, people
Yeah,
just don't
totally
believe
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
like,
I do it just to fuck with people, you know.
must have been that invisibility cloak you were wearing, because
Yeah.
it's just insane. People are crazy. And Gen Z is crazy in a lot of ways. Some of them are perfectly fine, but there's a lot of them that cannot handle reality.
I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie. Future's not looking bright for some of these people.
No.
Nope.
Seeing the reaction after the election tells a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you have to take a day off of work after an election, then you're in bad shape.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, I'm not gonna lie. If Trudeau suddenly became our president, I probably would have to take a day or two off because I'd just be like, "What the fuck just happened?" But you know that I mean, the odds of that ever happening are zero. But you know, the implications of having Trudeau run your country are pretty freaking horrible.
Yeah.
yeah, we can see what he's done to Canada.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great at all.
Nope.
Our hat is not doing well.
No, our hat is not doing well. 50, our 51st state is in trouble.
He needs a better governor for sure.
Yes.
It needs
Just
something.
like I do. So I need one too. So if anybody,
I need one too.
yes, you do, and yes,
Mine's been okay. He wasn't my favorite police chief, but he's been a decent governor. So
Oh, that's
no,
good.
mine is. She's Hitler-like, and I'm not saying that to be like.
no, she is. Well, Tina's posted a picture about the safety of the subways yesterday after that poor woman was set on fire. Like,
yeah, back in March, I took actions to make sure that the subway is safer. Blah blah blah.
Don't
Here's a
take
selfie of me on the
No,
subway.
they have to go back.
Okay.
Sorry, they have to go back.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And when they say that, oh, we can't deport that many people, I'm like, there have been
sure you can.
multiple instances where countries have deported significant numbers of people.
And here's a clue. Okay, mow your own lawn. Okay,
Yeah.
If you're worried about illegals leaving, mow your own lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened to
Everybody
hiring the
does it.
teenager down
Yeah.
the street for like
Yes.
Oh, I know.
$25?
I have a guy. He's a white guy. He's he's a citizen. He just mows lawns because that's what he wants to do. I pay $20 a week to have him cut my lawn. There you go.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
know, it's better than me doing it. Yeah.
what kills me, it's the Democrats who are saying these things, but we need them to mow our lawns and clean our houses.
Oh.
Right. But we're the racist ones.
Yeah. Well, the Democrat in Texas was saying that the Hispanics had a slave mentality because they were against immigration, meaning the legal ones who were legally here and could voted against, and she's like, it's like a slave mentality. They don't know better. No, ma'am, they do know better. That's the problem.
What the hell?
They don't want criminal people here,
Yeah.
The majority of Hispanic people are also Catholic or also Christian. So let's poll them and see what they think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I know quite a few who have choice words to say.
I had a friend whose family immigrated here in the 70s and from Mexico, and he hated the illegal immigration. He's like, my parents worked so hard to save so much money so they could come here to raise their children. Because it took years to get here legally. He was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
David's nephew, I think it's now his ex-wife, but his wife, she came from a South American country. I can't remember which one. But anyway, she was a doctor in her country, and it took her years and years and years to get here. She was a doctor, and she couldn't come here. And we've got people just, they're not even trades people. They're not even educated people. They're just,
They're literally
all the money that we give to everyone else that we
Mhm.
could be using helping our own people, helping veterans who are homeless, helping,
people in North
and we
Carolina that are living in tents right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Biden's pushing abortion in Africa. Like,
He's
let the African
devout.
people make up their own minds.
He's
Him and
devout.
Pelosi. You know.
He's
But
devout.
then again, the Pope doesn't seem to care. So
Mhm.
No, he's a communist.
I did see the Vatican
Pope
was
is a communist.
was bankrupt, which they could just sell some of the billions and treasures
Oh,
they have, and they'd
bullshit.
have plenty of money.
Bruh. They're not bullshit.
Oh, I know, but that's what they were saying.
Well, he came out and said it's immoral to have walls. Oh, really? Have you looked around your city?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What an interesting thing for you to say, buddy boy.
I am.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
that's that hypocrisy.
Yeah,
we
walls
know
for
and
me, but
love.
not for thee.
Like the people in
crazy.
gated communities who are like, yeah, open borders from my
Yeah.
gated community.
Oh, Martha's Vineyard. Look what they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
I know.
Hi.
Yeah.
Not in my backyard.
Of course not, because
Hi,
they don't
people of color.
want that.
Oh, we don't want those
It's like-
types around here.
We love tamales, but you gotta go.
Did you see that Jordan Peterson moved here from Canada?
Yes.
He finally left them.
I saw. Ooh, I gotta watch it. It's on my watch list. Jordan Peterson tonight did a interview, and it's like 2 hours long, with Dallas Jenkins, the director of The Chosen. And I really want to watch that because Jordan Peterson is on his way to being on this side. Yeah. I really want to watch that.
I've got his new book, but I haven't started reading it yet.
Yeah, Sad's coming here too. He's
Yeah, I know, because he can't afford to live there either, because they take so much money out of his taxes and stuff.
don't
Like
come to Michigan.
60%, like 60% of what he makes goes to the government.
Oh my God.
Don't
That's
come to Michigan.
criminal.
'Cause it's
No.
outrageous here. We went grocery shopping last night, and so this person and the legislature have decided that starting January 1st, all the eggs in Michigan need to be cage free, which means nothing because they're just going to be in a warehouse all together, you know, in one giant room instead of in cages. It doesn't mean anything. Go look at the Purdue farms in the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and they're all in giant warehouses, and the people have to go and scoop out the dead birds. They're all being run. It's disgusting. But now my eggs are like $5 a dozen, $7 a dozen. Like, are you trying to kill us?
Well,
That's cheaper
They-
around here.
they're trying to force you to
We're in
eat
New York
bugs.
City, you know. I mean,
They're
we
trying to
just-
force you to eat bugs.
Yeah.
Well, if they want people to get eggs from happy chickens, then they need to just get rid of all the HOA rules against having
There you go.
backyard
Mhm.
hens,
Yes.
because then you wouldn't even need that many in a neighborhood,
No.
and you could feed the neighborhood
Yeah.
with
But they
fresh
don't want
eggs
that
from
because then you're
happy chickens.
self-sufficient. Right.
Well, they get no money off of that, so
Right.
they don't want
Yeah.
that. You know, they
Right.
get
Exactly.
they make nothing. They make nothing from that. So what's it for them? But I don't know. I just want to have a nice, peaceful Christmas with no
Yeah.
surprise attacks somewhere. No, and yes, the healthcare guy's murder is awful. Yes, the school shooting is awful. However, the
Anything
same
about
things happen. Same things happen every day in big cities like Chicago, and nobody says a word. Like
Mhm.
it's like when the celebrities die of overdoses. It's horrible.
I don't
Yet
care.
they run around and they use their entire police forces to find out whoever sold them the drugs and hold them accountable. Yet when the Joe Schmo down the street overdoses, nobody cares.
Right.
Like,
Just
It just it's very frustrating, how the optics of things or how things are applied.
Yeah.
And the people who die in shootouts in Chicago every weekend matter too, but we don't hear about them. And as much as healthcare is bad and what the healthcare companies are doing is bad, out and out murder is probably not the way to start handling these things.
That's not how
Because, then the next person's going to kill somebody because they don't like something they did.
Right.
Mhm.
And then you know what I mean? And, even if the
I
guy was
don't
a terrible, awful
discuss
person, murder is still bad,
I'm not entirely on board that guy did it.
I don't know if he did it. I mean, I know it was done. I don't know who did it. I mean, I don't know that he did it.
I'm
Somebody
not
did it.
entirely on board with that. No.
Yeah, the pictures are very sus.
Yes. There's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of food, though,
But because he's a CEO, of course,
yeah,
someone's gonna go to prison for.
Yeah.
someone's gonna pay for
Yeah,
it.
and then the next CEO will just do the exact same thing that that guy was doing. It doesn't stop the
They'll just
problem.
have better security.
And this guy's family came from huge amounts of money. They owned senior health centers. So he
Yeah.
probably never even had insurance for any of his medical bills.
Right.
His family
So
probably paid for
that's
them.
what's sus.
So what made him go that route if he did it? But then again, we don't know if people did anything because the government and the press lie about people all the time, who they claim did things.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And you can't trust the media. They've made that perfectly clear over and over. And
You can't trust any. I mean,
It's not bad for the, it's not bad for very smart people.
let me see that lady. Okay, Tina, please be careful when you're traveling
yes,
around.
I was yeah, especially the
Because-
subway. Please be careful.
I'm seeing video. Now I'm seeing video of the lady that was set on fire. She did not spontaneously combust. Okay.
No, she
Somebody
didn't.
No.
set her on fire.
And did you see the cop that just walked
And
right
the
by
cop
and didn't even
that's what I was getting at.
intervene?
Walked by and didn't do anything. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
I think he probably knew by that point that she was beyond saving. There's
Well, you do something.
yeah, I mean, you generally want to put out the fire, but I think it seemed to be from what I've seen. Okay, so there was video on the news tonight that I caught, and it had a little bit more information than what you see on Twitter or whatever. But somebody did eventually get a fire extinguisher. It was like towards the end of the tracks, so I think they were able to like duck into an office or something. But the weird thing is, she was standing there and not
Yeah.
moving, and you think
Right.
if you're burning to death that you might
Stop, drop, and roll. Yeah.
Stop,
Unless she was unconscious to begin with.
Right.
yeah, but that's another question. Like, how do you if the guy threw a match at her, like a match is just a little itty bitty thing.
But a match is not just going to catch on you unless there's something,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you throw a match at somebody, unless there's an accelerant, it's probably just going
Right.
to bounce off.
Yeah.
So, like, what was going on there? Because at first it
So
seemed
could she been doused with gasoline first?
Well,
Mhm.
That
somebody
you would
said
think
there
that there
were
had to be
alcohol
something.
bottles or something. So it seemed like at first it sounded like it might have been like a homeless lady with like alcohol bottles, but then they were saying, "Oh no, it's this woman," and I forget the woman that they named. But then it turns out somebody contacted the police and they were like, "No, that's just a rumor. We actually haven't confirmed her identity yet. So anybody saying
Hey,
it's
who
this person, you know,
cares?
right?"
Just
But
save
you
her.
want to know who it was. I mean, like, does her family know, and what was the story here? And I mean, obviously it was an unhinged lunatic, but there's just so much that even though we've seen the videos, it's just like, how exactly did it start? And the things aren't adding up. And it's just so weird that she was just standing there burning. And then at one point you can kind of see her moving a bit, but in a very not frenzied fashion. It's kind of, it looks almost like
People
she's just
are
like,
videoing it. Like, what is happening? Like, why aren't you doing something?
yeah.
Well, maybe not, because you don't want to be charged with whatever,
It's just so
Nope.
freaking weird. I mean,
No.
the whole thing is so freaking bizarre. I don't get it. But see, like,
Anyway, you need to be careful, my friend. Like,
I
Yeah.
very rarely take the
No.
subway. I don't really go anywhere outside of my neighborhood. I'm usually just like here, and then I go to the post office or the store, and then I come home.
that's
and
what I
pretty
do.
much
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Yeah, but not very exciting. Or like, if I do go out, like I went to the party the other night, I wound up taking an Uber home. So you know.
Yes.
because it was like 3:30 in the morning and I was not going to be taking the subway
Yeah.
home. But
I know.
when I was in my 20s and I lived up in Harlem, I mean, I worked in nightclubs and stuff, and I would come home at like 4, 5, 6 in the morning, sometimes 8 in the morning if I went to
Oh,
an
yeah.
after hours joint. And, you know, but like all hours of the morning going up to Harlem, and
Yeah.
everything was
It was a
fine, you know.
Yeah.
People
was-
weren't. People were. A lot of these people who come here have no moral constraints. It's like they think they come here and they can do anything they want without
It's an
accountability. because
invasion. It's not immigration. They're
Yeah.
invading us.
No, but they come and they just, they assault children. They,
Yeah.
drive drunk. They kill people, and
Yeah,
they
it's
never get punished. So they
cool.
just keep doing it
Yeah.
because, they don't get any punishment from our government, and they don't get kicked out. So they just keep doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
and it's horrific, especially all the children who've been abused.
And
Yeah.
it's in Germany with the Christmas
Mhm.
market. It's in UK,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it seems like it's a moral issue. Like these
Yeah.
people do not have the same values.
No, and they don't want to assimilate either. They don't care.
Right.
They don't
well,
No.
care.
and I think a lot of them do come from corrupt countries where there is no accountability and the laws aren't followed. So,
Right.
yeah, it's sad, and we need to get rid of a bunch of them because
Yeah.
we cannot function as a country successfully.
I am so
It's
glad
just-
Trump won, man. I am just
I
so
know.
glad. We have a much better
It's
chance.
amazing. It's amazing to me how many Democrats are coming out and saying, what the Democrats did is wrong. Biden lied. Well, anyone who didn't know 4 years ago that Biden was messed up in the head
Like
Yeah.
is
what's wrong
lying.
with you? You know, like
I'm sorry. It was
Now
obvious 3 years ago that he was, and I don't think he ever recovered from when he had brain surgery back in the 80s.
no,
I
I don't think so.
But I think it was elder abuse. I think he's a terrible, evil person, but it was elder abuse.
Yeah.
I think his family's up to here with the corruption in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah.
And that's why but the fact is he pardoned Hunter. The rest of them
He has never
are
been,
guilty.
He's never been an upright citizen ever.
I mean, I'm sorry to talk about how your son, like he's an angel, when he was sleeping with his dying brother's wife.
Okay, before that
mean-
though, okay, the reason
Oh,
why
I
he
know.
got with Jill
But
is
wait,
because
there's more.
he was the baby's
Well, I know.
Like,
I
and his
think
wife was not a victim. Of
I
some
think there's
crime.
things that going on between Jill and Hunter. I think there was
Ew.
something very inappropriate because the
Ew.
way. No, do you know a grown man who walks around holding his mother's hand?
No, it's.
I mean,
ew,
it's
no,
not like
Christmas,
it's not like
let's
she's
not deal with
she's
this.
not infirm. It's not like he's holding her hand to help her walk. They walked around with her holding his hand. It's weird. The
Yeah.
family's weird. There's a lot of questionable
Weird.
stuff.
Weird. They're just weird.
And it's like, Prince Harry had his visa thing, and the Heritage Foundation was going to get the information. And then the Biden administration interfered and had ex parte communication with the judge. And the judge says, oh, no, I can't let it go forward. Well, it turns out Harry and his wife paid Biden's daughter's charity $250,000. It was the
Now,
largest
let's do
charitable
Hollywood.
distribution of their entire foundation.
Let's do.
But that's not
Hollywood.
suspect.
It's all
Come
weird
on.
too. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
suddenly now he's visa safe. Like, that's not suspect.
They're all
know.
weird. Oh.
I mean, she was having showers with her father when she,
Ugh.
Yeah, a little bit creepy.
Ugh. Ugh.
that doesn't even count the sniffing.
I'm just gonna throw up right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not just Biden. There's a lot of them.
It's every okay. It's Hollywood. It's the government.
It's politics. It's religion. It's corporations. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anybody who gets all that power just kind of loses
Yep.
it.
well, it's like the head of Church of England had to resign because of their church scandal, and now the second guy up is going to have to resign too.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas Eve, Joe.
Happy Christmas Eve.
Delicious.
See, Kat agrees with me that there's something going on with Jill and Hunter.
There's something going on with all of them. All of them.
Can they at least say that now that the cocaine in the White House was Hunter's, now that he's been pardoned?
I think it might have been Kamala's.
True.
It
I'm
was
just
You know,
probably
and-
all, everyone's.
She
Could have
was
been the
high
entire.
I used to.
for a lot of her stuff. Like, you know, the late stuff
Well,
was high and drunk.
she-
You know.
yeah, she was probably listening to Snoop Dogg and Tupac too. Like she did before they had music out. Pelosi, with her husband with his corrupt investments. And
Okay,
I think Pelosi.
High hammer and whatever.
I think Pelosi was a little tipsy when she fell down and broke her hip, but
What are you
I
talking
can't prove
about?
that.
She's keeping Tito's in business, okay? Like,
Old ladies shouldn't get drunk and wear high heels. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, if you're 84 years old or whatever she is, maybe you should back off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to be very disappointed if Trump doesn't come down 1600 Avenue in a garbage truck blaring YMCA.
That'd be fun.
I mean, come on, that would be the perfect way for him to show up for his inauguration.
That'd be
It's
fun.
totally, but he won't because he
won't.
believes in the dignity and the history of it.
Yeah, and
Like
I get
standing
that.
up there and swearing that oath is important to him, and I
Yeah.
get that. But it would be hilarious.
Yeah, because the campaign is over now, so yeah, I get it. It'd be fun,
But it's just weird how things that people can say now openly would get them fired or
Yes.
canceled, and now it's just like you can say anything you want pro Trump and nothing happens to you anymore.
not only
It's
that, but I found on Instagram. It's called Chris Athlete. I'll try to find it. But it's all about all the athletes, and it doesn't matter NFL, MLB, NBA, all of them, but they're all given their, when they do their press conferences after games or whatever, and they're all talking about God and they're all talking about
Mhm.
Jesus. And it's so many of them, like so many are now free to come out and talk about it.
Do you see Denzel just got
Yes,
ordained as a
I saw that.
minister?
Yes, and that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really
And
cool.
it was Harbaugh, and I'm like, please don't make me like you, the coach. For
Yeah, I know.
I
I
don't
know.
like you, but he did this really, really good thing. And then C.J. Stroud, the quarterback for the Houston, and he came out and said, and they're all coming out and saying stuff, and it's like there's a change coming.
Yeah, they don't feel like they're gonna
And
lose
you
their
don't have to-
jobs and their careers,
You
and
don't have to be a believer, but you can believe in a change that's coming in the direction of the country.
well, there's so much more positivity.
Yes.
It's like, and the
That's-
people who are whining are being treated like whiners. You know what I mean? It's not like before, like they were, oh, you poor thing, you can't handle this terrible Trump. Now it's like, quit whining, get on with your life,
Yeah.
And you can say that without, except they're the people in the knitting world. We know the ones in the knitting world who are, traumatized, but
I don't
Yeah.
care.
they're,
I don't care about them.
if they knit more, they'd be less traumatized, quite frankly.
Right.
Yeah.
But, that's what I'm saying.
That's something
But-
good.
Yeah,
And
instead
it's
of whining.
Yes,
But
yarn. That's what we do.
yeah. But it's nice being able to not,
Yeah.
for people not to have to look over their shoulders like they used to.
I don't care.
I
I
mean,
have
we
to
don't care because,
I care less. Yeah.
but people who before would not speak their mind or would not show their,
That's what
where their feelings lay, feel like they can do that now. And that's a good thing. So we'll see. But thanks everybody
Thank you
for
everybody.
coming.
I love everybody.
We will see you guys again in 2025. January 3rd is a Friday. So Friday Mayhem with Joe. Oh, that is so pretty.
Very pretty.
Oh,
Is that just the pooling? Is that just the
add
pooling?
my basket. Oh,
Oh my God.
my basket.
I love that.
Yeah, this is actually so this is a fudged up skein that I wound up keeping because so I thought I would make the process a little easier on myself and try to do something a little different, and it was absolutely not what I should have done. So I was like, oh, that's a screw up. We're just gonna keep that one and knit a hat out of it. So,
But it's so pretty.
yes, thank you.
I'm so excited to get my yarn. And then I got to figure out what I'm going to do with it.
I got a cart. It's right there. I got a cart right there, and I'm like, oh, I'm looking, and I got it.
Well, you have Christmas and your birthday, so you should get lots of yarn.
Do I know?
That's the rules.
I know.
That is the rules.
I know. I'm just. I want all of it. That's why I need to win the lottery. I can put Tina.
I know.
in retirement. If
I know. It's like you'll come out with a colorway, and it's like, oh, I really like that. And then 2 days later, there's another one. Oh, I really like that one
Yeah.
too.
Yep. That's what happens. So I have to control myself,
It is.
obviously, but
So,
I'll get there.
so go check out our British friends and hear
Yes.
about British Christmas. That is basically like our Christmas, but
Which is but
slightly
not,
different.
not
um,
Christmas. Yeah,
They eat some weird stuff, but it's okay.
they're more
um,
Santa than Christmas, but whatever.
Um,
My
it
favorite
was
was
interesting.
they're like, oh, did you have any religious part of your Christmas growing up? And I'm like, yeah, the Christ part of Christmas. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well,
Whatever.
hey,
Like what? Yeah,
it was fun to hear them talk about,
it's fine,
how they
it's
did
fine.
things and
you
the different foods and
Misguided.
stuff. And,
Okay.
but it's like, here, Christmas, every part of the country's got their different traditions too.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do.
So,
Yes.
so.
then
And then,
when they said,
Tara's
oh.
Christmas will be in next month.
Yes.
Your
yes.
Christmas is next
Oh,
month.
Still
Yes.
celebrating on Wednesday.
Oh, good.
Well, I know, but
So we do it twice. Well,
Yes.
the 7th is
It's
mostly
great. Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Extra
always
gifts.
good to celebrate Jesus, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, my son's
Oh
birthday's
my
next
god!
month. So.
Like my kids just will not leave me alone.
Yeah.
You know what? There's going to come a time where they're gone, and then, yeah. It'll be
That's just every time they complain, take one gift away.
good. Ooh.
Krampus took it.
Yeah, Krampus took it. Sorry.
Krampus. Yeah.
No.
It's still Festivus, so you have some grievances that you can air.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody get your grievances out so you can have a nice, peaceful
Oh,
Christmas. with-
I'm still working on last year's grievances. So,
Yes, but a lot of those things are not bad now because they've changed, so it's good.
yes. I'm
You know?
adapting my, yes.
The world's going to be in a better place.
Yes, it
so,
will. It will.
Hopefully,
It will. It will.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully prices go down so I can afford more groceries
And yarn.
Eggs.
and
Yeah,
gas,
eggs. Ugh.
eggs. No, I'll be knitting from my yarn for a bit.
Oh, I'm
Just because
going-
I have things I want to make, so I need to get through them. So
except I have a
Then I
Tina
can-
basket, so I have to go through that.
you have to get your Tina basket. It's the
I do.
rule.
I do.
I know it's some of
Not
it's in your
sad
Tina
about it.
basket.
Not
I know
sad
it. I know at least one color that's in your Tina basket.
Yes, you do. Oh, look at that. Oh,
I'm being a pesticle.
The manager is supervising you.
Yes. Grumping at me.
Oh,
This poor little girl. Oh my god, I felt so bad for her this morning, even though it was entirely her fault. I go downstairs because I had a package delivery, so I didn't close the door all the way. Oh, it's her butthole.
nobody
So
cares.
I didn't think she was gonna come out into the landing, but she did, and I didn't notice it. So I go back into the apartment with my packages, and then like 10 seconds later, I hear, "Meow, meow, meow," and I'm like, "Oh god, she hurt herself somewhere." Oh gosh! So I go running into the living room, and then I realize this sound is coming from the other side of the door, and the little dipshit had gotten locked outside. So I open the door, and her tail is like this fucking
They're
big.
so ridiculous. They're so.
She was so terrified, and I felt so.
The thing
bad
is,
for her.
she'll do it again the next time because
yeah.
she won't think, "Oh, gee, I didn't like that. I didn't like that when that happened, but I'm going to do it again because
Yeah.
Surely, mommy will catch me this time.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. All right, thanks everybody. I need to go eat dinner
Thank
and
you, Tina. Thanks for
finish
you,
Christmas
everybody.
stuff.
Good
Thanks.
job.
Thanks.
Have
Go
a
buy
wonderful
Tina's
Christmas.
yarn. Go check out everybody. Go watch our friends podcast.
Thank you for coming.
hopefully I'll have an FO later tonight.
I know.
I know. I'm very
Oh.
excited.
I love
That
hanging out with you.
that green is awesome on you.
Friends.
And Then you could start a new project. See, that's the fun. You finish one and then you
Yeah,
cast on one.
A lot to get organized.
Yes.
Well, now
That's a
I've got the
good-
breathing space on my list
All of
too.
us.
So I might have to cast that on soon too. So
Right.
and be in fingering weight hell with you guys. No, I like knitting fingering weight, so it's okay.
I do.
And my project for next year's calendar is fingering weight. So
Oh,
Ooh,
nice.
okay.
and the calendars have shipped from what I understand. So
Oh,
Yes,
cool.
I heard that. Yay.
hopefully they will come soon. So that would
Very
be exciting.
exciting.
So because I'm sure all you guys want to see us every month for a year.
April.
Yes.
At least April. You know.
Hey, I'm March. I can get done. Or am I March or did he move me to November? I don't remember.
There you
I think
go.
he moved me to November. It's all good. We'll make Neil be in it next year.
Yes, for sure.
So.
Neil's got to be in it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So thanks everybody. Have a good Merry Christmas.
Thanks.
Merry
guys.
Christmas.
Be safe and
Guys. Merry Christmas, chat.
okay.
Hey, we gotta go.